partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. Dylan White for a mandatory slot.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there.
No, I wouldn't. If I was Anthony Joshua, I'd go to an island and I'd move there and I'd never box again.
BoxingVoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe it's right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view. Me.
My job. I know my job. I know my situation. I want to fight. That's my food. Check it, you know. Fight is gonna be very difficult for both of us.
BoxingVoice.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is Sunday, which is Crow Day. So if you ain't get your picks right, you will be getting fed some crow. I want to thank Andy Ruiz Jr. and Anthony Joshua for putting on an exciting matchup last night, making history and really giving the fight fans a treat. I mean, a lot of credit has to be given to Andy Ruiz, but credit to AJ for taking the fight, giving Ruiz that opportunity to showcase his skills. And that's exactly what he did. Many of us did not believe he had an opportunity at getting this win. Many of us didn't pick him, but he came out on top. He showed us what's being, I guess, thrown around as this weekend's phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. That's been the weekend's phrase. That's been everyone's advice is don't judge a book by its cover. So we're going to see how you guys seen this fight. What did you think of this fight? And yeah, man, just your immediate reaction. Now, if you didn't listen to our immediate reaction, you can catch those on iTunes and right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. We did a live fight chat as well as an immediate reaction. Now, the live fight chat, I just want to thank everyone for all the kind words. Man, I don't think we've ever gotten a video with that much positive feedback. But you guys seem to be very entertained with our live fight chat. It did some really good record-breaking numbers, so I appreciate everyone who took the time out to comment, who took the time out to watch it. Many of you, thoroughly entertained. And, again, just those kind words, man, made me want to make sure I come on the show and just thank everyone because, I don't know, it's always good, right? It's always good to be appreciated. Just like Andy Ruiz is being very much appreciated by the Mexican community right now. They have taken him in open arms, and he's been able to do the unthinkable. I spoke to him over the week, and, he repeated this over and over, but I just didn't think it could be possible. I met his father and his manager, and, when they tried to repeat it, I just didn't want to hear it, or rather believe it. I didn't want to believe that it was possible that Andy Ruiz, at 6 feet tall, 270-something pounds, could really defeat the 6'7", 260 or 240-pound solid muscle machine in Anthony Joshua. I just wasn't expecting what we seen yesterday. I don't think anyone was. A lot of people talking, how this is the biggest upset since James Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. I won't say that it's a upset of that magnitude, and I think I made that clear yesterday in saying that James Buster Douglas was a 42-1. that is a significant amount to be an underdog. I mean, Andy Ruiz was less than half of that, or a little more than half, rather, you know? Andy was about a 20-1 underdog. You could get him somewhere at 12 and 16, all depending where you're betting with. So I don't know if it was as big as Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. Not only that, Mike Tyson was considered the man. Right now, before this win, we had 3 guys that we considered the man. So slightly different, but still in all, record-breaking, history was made. But I question, was there something wrong with AJ? The way he was just laying in his corner, you know, before the fight. Mouthpiece kind of out of his mouth. I don't know, was he ill? Was something going on that we don't know about? It just didn't seem ready. I seen some comments, people are like, this was all part of the plan to get Wilder to fight him. This wasn't the real AJ. I don't know. I don't know if someone's going to go that far to get a fight. You know, I don't know if you're going to go that far to get a fight. I don't know if you're going to try and take a loss, suffer a loss. How does that help you? That doesn't make any sense. But fans of AJ trying anything desperately to make sense of this situation. We're waiting for Mike here. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Mike trying to get in at all ways, just not doing things properly here. But yeah, man, speaking of doing things properly, a lot to discuss. A lot of fights took place this weekend outside of the big unification match. Voluntary defense. Andy Ruiz dethroning the UK's king, Anthony Joshua. To the very last minute, Joshua keeping that mouthpiece out of his mouth. Just not having the same energy that we're used to. Demeanor not looking the same. When he came out boxing, you know, on the back foot, shooting a jab, taking steps back, you know. And I know, I get it. It's like, Ness, what do you want him to do? He doesn't want to be on the inside with the smaller man, and that's why he was doing what he was doing. Well, maybe this is all part of it. Maybe just fighting such a small guy made him uncomfortable. But it definitely ruined things. For sure. Not a great situation for UK fans. Not a great situation for Wilder fans. I see Wilder fans very happy about what took place. But it's like, guys, we don't get the fight either. You know, and on one hand, I'm kind of the same way. It's like, look, if we didn't get the fight, that means one of these guys weren't who we thought they were. So we should not be mad. Speaking of Wilder, we'll have Wilder at 8:30 Eastern. So tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to get Wilder to react to this knockout win by Andy the Destroyer of Anthony Joshua, the nemesis of Deontay Wilder. Get his thoughts on what he's seen, you know, his thoughts on Andy dethroning AJ. I'm just rewatching the fight here as I talk to you guys, and the size difference is crazy. The mental pressure that Andy Ruiz was putting on AJ was unbelievable. AJ had his back to every rope, you know, pawing with the jab, just trying to keep Ruiz at bay, and Ruiz just mental pressure, just walking forward, inching forward, occasionally a jab, until he does let those hands go. Very, very interesting fight. You know, and I have to say that because I just didn't think that this could happen. I didn't think that this could happen. I thought this was just another walk in the park. You know, he was just going to go through the motions. And maybe that's what AJ thought. Maybe AJ thought the same. And maybe that's why the performance was the way that it was. Or maybe we're reading into it way too much. Maybe it has nothing to do with AJ, nothing to do with Ruiz, And this is just the way things were supposed to happen. You know, sometimes you just can't account for the punch. People like, they're like now saying that AJ's never had a chin, that he's suspect. I mean, we believe that he was hit by bigger fighters, or bigger punchers rather. But bigger fighters fits the sentence as well. Povetkin seemed to be bigger than Andy Ruiz Jr., but I see something different. I'm telling you, in this first round, you can see AJ exhaling from his mouth, big exhales. I don't know if the lights and the pressure of being in America got to him. The lights of Madison Square Garden got to him. Because way before he gets hurt, you see him huffing and puffing. You see those lips get real powder white. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. We will be having Deontay Wilder on the show. So make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to the YouTube channel right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. And when we open up these phone lines, we're going to want your opinion. We're going to want to know, what did you think of Anthony Joshua's performance? What did you think of Andy Ruiz's performance? Is he the showstopper? Does he become the number one now? Or do you think that Tyson Fury can beat him? Should we still be thinking with that mindset? Should we still be picking winners without the fight actually happening, being as though this one, everyone has cake on their face? We all thought Ruiz would not win. We all thought that, AJ would get the job done. But this time around, that just wasn't the case, man. It just was not the case. Now, the interesting thing about this fight, and I think what I'm going to do many shows to come, is the rematch clause. This was a voluntary defense for AJ, which means he got to choose whoever he wanted to face. Because of that, leave it to AJ on the post-fight press conference. He says, I haven't even spoken of rematch. I don't even know if there's a rematch. I leave that up to my guys. If there's a rematch, then we're going to get it on. If not, Andy, I hope, gives me the rematch. So he doesn't even know. But Eddie's made it clear to us that there's a rematch, and AJ will always have a rematch. And this rematch will take place in the United Kingdom. And in the United Kingdom, Andy Ruiz will not be the A-side. Not because it's not his hometown, but because he won't be receiving the higher split. And this has always been my issue with these AJ negotiations. These are the issues that these heavyweights speak of when negotiating with AJ, when saying that he's difficult to negotiate. It's like, I beat you, now I got to go beat you again for less money in your hometown. I just don't get it. And I know rematch clauses exist. I just think they should be written up slightly different. I guess in some strange way, it's fair for the A side to be able to negotiate 2 fights when fighting one, but doesn't sound fair for Andy Ruiz to have lifted 4 titles and have to now travel to the UK, 6-hour time zone difference. He'll have to face hostile territory. He won't be treated as the A side. He won't receive the lion's share as the A side. And he's going to have to do the unthinkable not once but twice. Can he? There is a possibility because, they say once you become a champion, you become 80% better. They also say once you become a champion, you seem to be more focused. You got what you were striving for, but now it's time to get the money. Because you got the belts, but you didn't get the money. You know, the rumor is Andy Ruiz only received $3 to $4 million for this fight. You know? And that rematch is already negotiated. So he won't be receiving any big lion share because he won. He's already getting a split that was spoken of. So, very interesting. That's what I want to see. What's going to come from the headlines, from the match rooms. What is AJ going to want to do? It's going to be interesting to see. Some critics, fans, pundits have it made out in their head that AJ quit. They feel he gave up in the corner. I don't know. I seen the referee wave it off. There's audio being released. You know, people arguing whether or not AJ responded to the ref, whether or not the ref ignored him when he said he was okay, whether or not AJ walked forward like the ref asked him to. There's people debating whether or not his energy was right. You know, it's like, if you think you didn't lose, put up a little fight. He didn't put up a fight, but can we ask him? You know, we got to keep in mind he's a Brit. They're very humble, nice, respectable. So maybe he won't shout and holler and things like that. I'm in this third round, man. You know, Eddie Hearn wants to say that he didn't go for it, AJ, but he did. He did go for it. He just got caught in an exchange. After the knockdown, he hit Ruiz with a big right hand again. And he stood his ground, and you can see him throwing left hooks and back hooks with his feet planted. But Ruiz, like Danny Garcia, punched while AJ punched. And that really hurt him. That really hurt him. He also hit him at the top of the head, you know, top side, whatever. I'm not calling it illegal. I'm just saying that it was one of those equilibrium shots. And he was rough. He was rough. Forearms on the throat, on the chest, pushing him back, not allowing AJ to clinch. You know, a real ugly fight. A guy that wanted to win a little bit more than AJ this night. I'm watching this fight as I speak to you guys, and just the body language isn't the same. That AJ left hand it's laying on his thigh. You know, in the clinch, Ruiz is consistently punching. AJ trying to walk Ruiz back to a rope. Ruiz just punching. Very impressive compared to the Joesph Parker fight with Ruiz. But you can see AJ in this third round just breathing heavily, you know, and frustrated when the referee breaks them up. AJ throws a punch. The referee warns him. And that was all out of frustration because you can see him exhaling heavily from his mouth wide open. Now in the third round, 20 seconds left, you can see those white powder lips that I spoke of. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a stamina issue, which everyone is, you know, really saying that it is. They're calling it a stamina issue. In this third round, I thought this referee could have stopped the fight. AJ fell through the ropes. He wasn't punching back. This referee was very lenient. I mean, shout out to this referee and Jhack Ruiz, right? Giving heavyweights an opportunity to show their greatness, because I don't know. In my live fight chat, I wondered what was going on, why the ref wasn't stepping in. I felt like AJ was taking a lot of unanswered shots, but this was only the third round. There was still more to come, but from this point on, it's AJ trying to gather himself, get things back together, you know? And he doesn't ever quite get it back together. There's many people that believe that Ruiz will always give AJ a difficult fight because of the style, because he's short and he can get on the inside. And, you know, Ruiz called AJ robotic. Called him robotic, man. I had the clip. Hopefully I still have it here. It was a bit funny. All right, I will have to send it to myself. But yeah, he called him robotic, which was a little interesting. Because hold on a minute, let me just handle these guys on Skype. Listen, if you don't mute yourself or if you unmute yourself, you will be ejected from the call. Remember, there's other callers on Skype that don't need to hear you. So we're not taking calls yet. Keep yourself muted until then. Hey, Kiz, you mute yourself one more time, you out, dog. Nobody got time to play with your games. That being said, back to this magnificent fight, man. Because AJ, I feel, dug deep. You know, a lot of people were expecting this AJ hate. I mean, we could talk about this Drake curse. We could talk about the Drake curse. You know, AJ took to social media saying about to break the Drake curse, hashtag June 1st, and it ain't work out like that. Now, we did a video on that. We did a show on this, and you guys laughed. But ESPN is running with the story now. Now the story's on ESPN. Is the Drake curse real? It's on Fox Sports. Is the Drake curse real? I'm not saying it is real, but we told you guys, hey, this guy took a picture with Drake. You know, he flaunted and flirted with death by saying on his social media that he would break the curse. Curse is not broken. The curse may have gotten to him. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. For Anthony Joshua, I really want to know where's his mindset right now. How is he feeling? How's he doing? You know, what's he thinking about? Is the plan to move forward? I mean, I don't know if you guys had the time to listen to David Allen, and I don't know how much, you know, respect you put on David Allen and the things that he says, right? Like, how much does it matter to you what David Allen says? But, wow, David Allen saying that if he were Joshua, he would never box again. It's a bit interesting. It's a bit interesting, you know? He's known Joshua for 7 years now. He's been sparring with him for a long time. And he says he didn't feel like Joshua had everything in the ring that night. And he also feels like Joshua quit. This is his own countryman. He feels like Joshua quit. It's funny because, you know, Andy Ruiz isn't getting the credit that he deserves. And it's not like I'm going to come on here and give him, you know, a whole bunch of shine or anything like that. I don't have anything special to say to him or about him outside of everything special that he did in the ring, which was stay composed. He stood so composed. You don't see him breathing heavy. He still had good sportsmanship. In the fourth round, you see him still touch gloves at the end of the round while he goes to his corner. And just very impressed to get off the deck. You know, he got off the deck by a guy that knockout percent ratio is in 90s. I think Anthony Joshua has knocked out all but one fighter other than Andy Ruiz now. And he clipped Ruiz with that left. Real good. Something nice, you know. Definitely caught him with a great shot. Tried to finish it. I'm telling you, tried to finish it. We need to watch this fight. Maybe need to watch it one more time if you haven't, because he definitely tried to finish Andy Ruiz. You know, there's people saying that he didn't jump on Ruiz when he got him hurt in the third. That's not the case. He jumped on him. He just got jumped on because he got caught in attack mode. But don't forget to tell a friend. We're going to have Deontay Wilder on at 8:30. He's going to be giving us, his take. We'll see how he's seen this fight. What did he think? You know, the funny thing is Deontay told me before the fight that he was picking Andy Ruiz. I called him a hater. I thought he was a hater. I didn't, you know, and I'm still being honest. You know, I just didn't think Ruiz could get it off. I didn't think he could do it. And I didn't think the powers that be would allow it to be done. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you guys think that the powers that be would allow this to happen? I mean, these 4 belts not going back to the UK. You know, here I am in the 5th round, and AJ knees locked, just straight up. You know, it had to be an energy dump, guys. Something had to be wrong. But you know, I follow him and his team, and he was okay in New York. Him and his team walking around New York City, hashtagging the takeover. I don't know what could have it been on that night. Sometimes it's just not your night. Sometimes the guy just got your number. But what I found strange is that he never was comfortable. He kept switching his height. And sometimes you want a fighter to switch their height to give their opponent different looks. But I felt like he was switching his height, getting lower when he wanted to throw to be at the level of Andy because he found it uncomfortable when, Andy was coming in from under him. When he's too upright, Andy has that perfect positioning to dart in with that double jab. So, very, very interesting fight, man. I mean, you can hear me in the live fight chat. JD from Texas. Shout out to JD from Texas, man. He was giving Andy Ruiz credit for certain things very early on in, and then I didn't see it. I'm thinking this guy had a little much of Grandpa's old stash, chucking bag on the booze a little too long, and was seeing things that weren't truly there. But in actuality, it was there. In actuality, he seen what Ruiz seen, and Ruiz came out victorious. But I'm interested to hear if any UK fans or AJ fans call in, because I feel like there was something wrong with AJ. He just seemed so flat. He was in retreat. I mean, Andy Ruiz, the jab to the chest made this fight. He kept the jab on AJ's chest and stomach. And whenever he cut the distance, he would loop shots. Very interesting, man. Very interesting because, again, I didn't think highly of Ruiz. Not highly or anything like that. I just didn't think he was top 5, let's say, or that he could beat top 5. So now that he beat top 3, I'm like, whoa. What's next? Where's his ceiling really? So many things went through my head. I questioned whether or not Al lets the rematch happen, right? Like, is there a way out of this rematch? Is there a loophole to get out of this rematch? And what I say by get out of this rematch, I mean get out of that contract. Get out of that go to the loser's hometown. Get out of that you ain't getting the lion's share of the purse after you became the first Mexican-American heavyweight champion in the world. Somehow get out of that weird contract, man. Will the Mexicans step up for Ruiz? Will they travel now with Ruiz? Will they go to the other side, across the pond, to give him moral support, motivation, the way that AJ brought his entire fan base? I've never seen Madison Square Garden look so white. I promise you. Where was all the New Yorkers at? I mean, Sweet Caroline was playing in there like they had EVs in the sound system. It was a Bose system, I'm telling you. It was crazy. He packed it. I'm watching it now, and it just doesn't look the same. It doesn't look like when Wilder fights in New York City, AJ brings another market. He brings white America, man, and I'm interested. This is, I love the shakeup. Man. So I'm interested to see what happens. Does everything play out the way we expect? And we get, a rematch. We get that rematch in the UK. The location is absolutely stipulated for the rematch. Don't listen to ignorant people in the chat that don't know any factual information. The rematch is absolutely stipulated to take place in his home country. Whether that's London or, wherever else they could put it, but it's definitely the UK. Let's be real. I'm going to be honest. It was supposed to be upsets across the board. Josh Kelly lost and Katie Taylor lost. Straight up. Delfine, bruh, she put hands on Taylor. Hands on Taylor. It was crazy. Judges atrocious. At the very least, they could have gave that girl a draw. To watch her cry like that. The whole walkout from the ring, it did hurt. It bothered because I seen her pressing the fight. I seen her landing numerous combination shots on Katie Taylor. I mean, Katie Taylor was out on her fucking feet, bruh. You know. But the machine is out there, man. The machine is real, too. You know. Just when you think you could actually win a fight based off skill, the machine slaps you back down. Slaps you back down, man. They're not going to let it happen. Because Delfine at least deserved the draw. She didn't deserve to go home a loser, man. And I did not believe. That's another person I didn't believe could get it done. I took one look at that record. Just one look at that record and realized how many places she didn't fight. Realized that she was only in one country fighting. No, I didn't think she had the experience, but man, her style was crazy. Her style was crazy. She kept those hands moving. She kept Taylor working. Everybody had similar styles, you know. Everyone that caused the upset had the similar style. Delfine always worked, you know. Ruiz always worked. And Ray Robinson continued to work. There was definitely some upsets and some that we didn't even get to get the true outcome to, man. I'm hearing the 7th round. You know, Ruiz did club AJ, you know. I know AJ was already punch drunk at that point, but to get him off his feet, he did club him, you know. He could have got a warning, maybe a point, something. But in the 7th, AJ again playing with the mouthpiece. After the knockdown, still playing with the mouthpiece. I don't know, was it a brand new one? Did it not get boiled, you know? Look, and then he just goes down. Like, he hits Ruiz with this great 1-2, big 1-2. Ruiz just eats it and hits him back with 2 punches. 2, you know, overhand rights. Not overhand right, excuse me, left and right. And AJ takes the knee. Gets up, walks to his corner. He's in his corner. The referee's asking him to move forward. I question the stoppage now, rewatching. You know, yesterday I'm like, yo, this referee needs to stop it. Maybe he stopped it because of exhaustion, right? Maybe he's seen AJ just didn't have anything left. But AJ took the knee from the 2 punches. He didn't get knocked down, you know. I'm not saying it's a bad stoppage because, look, Ruiz, they could have stopped that fight for Ruiz at any point. Really, at any point. But at that point, you know, and then listening to the audio where AJ does communicate with the referee, I don't know. I wonder where this referee is from, by the way. Was he a U.S. official? You know? I don't know. But Andy Ruiz shocks the world, without a doubt. We cannot take that away from him. Regardless if you thought the referee did you a disservice, Andy didn't really leave it in the hands of the judges. Andy left it up to his hands, and he moved those hands a lot, over and over and over again. You know? He had no problem moving those hands. So I definitely enjoyed this fight. Definitely enjoyed this fight. Now the card, on the other hand, I mean, I was entertained thoroughly with the Katie Taylor fight. I just wasn't expecting that. And Callum Smith did a great job, or should I say, did what was expected of him, because that really was expected. You know, I spoke about it on the on the Thursday show, how Ndam was a 160-pounder, and look, Peter Quillen put him down 6 times. So, you know, if you're Callum and you're good, this is exactly what I wanted to see from you. I wanted to see you put Ndam away. That's what I wanted to see, because Quillen almost did it and others almost did it, or, you know, scored numerous knockdowns, which is kind of the same thing. So, happy with Callum Smith. The interesting thing about Callum Smith is it looks like Billy Joe Saunders came out on his social media and he's challenging Callum now to a fight. You know, Billy Joe moved up to 68. Callum's at 68. Billy Joe just won that vacant title. And he wouldn't mind possible unification with good old Callum, WBO, WBC. Well, Callum's actually the WBC emeritus and the WBA full champion, but he's also the Ring Magazine champ. He's the champ. He's who we should consider the man that beat the man, because he beat George Groves, you know, who was the man in that division at the time. So that is a little scrap that I wouldn't mind seeing, you know. We never really got to see Billy Joe Saunders in there with a puncher outside of Lemieux. And we knew Lemieux was a bit crude, you know. Not the best boxer technically, you know. So there wasn't much to expect in that particular fight. But Callum Smith, Billy Joe, that's totally different. That can bring some excitement as well as answers. And answers is what we want from Callum at this point. You know, this is typical Matchroom diet, giving you these pointless fights that we don't need. So, but I mean, I say pointless, but this was to introduce him to the U.S. public, get him a knockout in front of the U.S. public with a name that the writers know, you know, that they didn't have to lie or stretch the truth too far. So that's what they did. You know, they gave you Hassan and Ndam. And Callum Smith took care of him. I want to see Katie Taylor. Actually, I would like to see Katie Taylor give this woman a rematch. I think that she deserves it. I think that Taylor, she really didn't win this fight. You know? She didn't win the fight. And she should give a rematch. It's just the bottom line. But we got Chris Algeri beating Tommy Coyle. Oh, man. Algeri did a good job. But he took some shots, man. He changed his style this fight. He wanted to be the aggressor. He wanted to be the bully. And bully, he did attempt. You know, he did attempt to be a bully. But I think he took a lot of punishment for that. I think he took a lot of punishment trying to be this bully. His eyes swelled up pretty bad, nice and black. Don't know if he'll be able to come back. They're talking about Maurice Hooker, but if you got Tommy Coyle, you know, doing this to you, I just don't see how you're ready for Hooker, who's longer, taller, probably stronger at this point, you know. But Algeri looked good beating up on a Euro guy. In spots, I will say. In spots, he looked good because, again, he got touched up more than what I would have liked. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want him to, you know, get touched as much as he did. It just didn't make sense to me. But let me get to some of this social media stuff here. We got Canelo Alvarez, Conor McGregor, Earl Spence, Caleb Plant, numerous celebrities, Adam Kovnacki, everybody just congratulating. We got, you know, everyone just either congratulating Andy Ruiz or speaking of Andy Ruiz, from Manny Pacquiao to Earl Spence, numerous names. And it's just crazy because it's history, bro. Everybody respecting that Andy Ruiz just made history with this huge win. Huge win. If you can see right there on YouTube too, it looks like they updated the WBO and added a new gold-plated ribbon at the bottom of the WBO. Changing it up a little bit because, you know, that one sometimes looked a little bit like a red version of the WBA. So they changed it up. But I got to see these belts up close on Monday. They're pretty raggedy. I wonder, you know, if they're going to ship Andy Ruiz some new ones. Because I questioned, I said, you know, the normal procedure is Andy gets to take pictures with these for about 2 hours. Then someone takes them back to AJ's locker room. AJ flies to his hometown. These are his. He puts them in his, you know, little whatever. We call it a vitrina. You know, he puts it in a little showcase. And boom, the sanctioning bodies send Andy Ruiz a bunch of new belts. But I wonder if that's still what they're doing, because when I seen these belts on Monday, they were fucked up. The leather was all cracky, you know, and just wrinkly and cracking up. And I'm like, wow, you know, edges all beat up. I'm like, what the fuck? How many champions passed these down, or these just beat up from the wear and tear from AJ's, you know, little dominance. But it looks like I got my co-host. We're going to go ahead and jump. Oh, I don't have my co-host.
I mean, is the motherfucking audio normal?
Yeah, so he hasn't connected his mic. So, in the meantime, while we wait for, you know, Mike, because we do want to hear his take. We didn't get him yesterday, you know. He was getting ready for his late flight to Indiana. So, shout out to Mike. Made it home safe. Shout out to Mike. Got a draw in his fight on Border Wars. If you don't know, now you know. Mike had his first wheelchair fight on Border Wars versus FOG Fog. They got it in. Good fight. Judges scored it a draw. You know, some people think Mike won. Some people think FOG won. You're going to have to go check it out for yourself and really, you know, give us your opinion, because I don't know. We don't want any hometown cooking, you know. Mike wants a rematch already anyway. That's just his nature. He already asked for the rematch. They've actually both agreed to it. But yeah, you can check that out at patreon.com/The Boxing Voice for tons of exclusive member-only benefits. You know, get pound-for-pound status, mastermind, boomerang, ringer. Skip the line when you call in. The lines are litty right now. If I tell you how many people there are, you guys would not believe me. The lines are completely blown up. It's time. I'm going to go ahead and open up these lines because I want to talk to Mike and see if we can't figure out a microphone issue, right? Get him on this show. So I'm going to ask everyone tuning in, if you want to get on out to the callers, you want to already hear the opinions of the world and what they thought of this fight, we need you to hit that thumbs up button, as it helps with the visibility of the show. It helps us grow. Lets us know that you enjoy us taking our Sunday afternoon out, family day, God's day. You enjoy us to get, taking out the time to give you this safe haven every Thursday, every Sunday at 7 p.m. And this particular Sunday, we'll have Deontay Wilder on in about 45 minutes at 8:30 Eastern. So hit that thumbs up button. Why? Because the WBC heavyweight champion is on the way and will be on the show to discuss the unified, newly crowned, new Mexican, first time ever heavyweight champion, Andy Pinche Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Even though I repeat it over and over, I won't stop repeating it over and over because we need you to hit it.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
All right. What do we got? So many callers, man. Whoa, phone lines lit. Let me see. I got to look for my masterminds. Got to look for my ringers, boomerangers. This thing is lit. The world want to talk. All right. I see Amin in the building. Amin on the check-in. What up? Let's go on out to New Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean.
Yo,
what up?
What's good, fellas? What's good, man? Listen, I'm gonna get right to it. Like, I don't think nobody could have. Andy Ruiz just fought. What was that? April 20th, right? On the though he fought on the Wilder undercard, right? On PBC.
Nah, he definitely fought on PBC, but not on Wilder card.
It wasn't on the Wilder undercard, but y'all know what I'm talking. It's like I think it was April 20th, because I think it was 420 and shit, right? My point is like, yo, this also reminds me just historically, right? I'm gonna rock out for a minute. I might even double up on mine, but historically, remember this happened to Lennox Lewis though? Everybody's thinking Buster Douglas and Tyson, but this was Lennox Lewis, wasn't it?
Yeah, with
this was Lennox Lewis.
It was with Rockman, but this is different. It's different. Rockman caught Lennox Lewis with a shot. Ruiz beat the shit out of Joshua for like 5 rounds.
Yeah, yo, and so that's, you're absolutely right, bro. That's the difference, because he like how J-Rock did Swift. Like, he came in there and he just put his mat down. And I had said something, yo, because a lot of people is swinging it on some like physical fitness shit. And you can't, I got to say this out loud, like, you can't hide the fact that it's a certain mentality why people were second guess Andy Ruiz. You can't knock nobody for that. I just think, like, you can't take nothing away from him either. Like, you just got to look at the fight. And like you said, if you bully and you knocking somebody around and AJ, like, he came in there to me, he tried to do some wilder shit. First of all, he always had chicken legs. That's the one thing, yo. But he to me, he looked a little extra kind of slim. He looked more like leaner than he usually is. And when I watching him, I'm like, nah, he trying to float around and trying to bounce on some fake athletic. When really more, he's a plodding kind of step and punch kind of, more robotic than what he was doing. So when he trying to do something different, it's even more robotic. So and that's like you point out, he was switching his height and trying to bounce. That's not even his style. He's more like a plodding and kind of, come through with bulldozing forward with his punches. So that's what I thought. And even still, the way his defense is, because he don't quite stay on the phone enough. That's why Klitschko and Povetkin was catching him. I think Andy Ruiz was just that pill that night, man. He was just that pill, and I think this just puts what a lovely wrinkle in the heavyweight division, man. I'm glad the way TBV is covering this shit, man, because I'm sitting around like this shit is for real history, and I'm, scrolling, checking all the media outlets and TBV. You know what I'm saying? 1:30, 1:45 was 2 o'clock in the morning, still covering that shit. So shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you, man. I'm going to come back in later.
All right, thanks for calling in, New Jersey. Stand up. We're going out to Australia. Alex, my homie, alumni, what it do?
No one can stop me, really.
Oh, there's a king croc right there. This croc has enough power in its jaws to whip my head right off.
In the 6th round, in the 7th round.
Butasi Productions.
You gotta be the legend to become a legend.
Honestly, I'd be so unbeatable.
You gotta be the legend to become a legend.
Yo. What's going on, TBV?
What up?
Look, Ness, there's two British dudes just talking in Skype, man. I don't know if you want to boot them or what, man. They're annoying as hell. But anyway, or just mute yourselves. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. Anyways, just quickly to the main fight why I called in. Man, I'm cut because, this just lost me a lot of money. Not Joshua himself. Like, I always knew that someone that puts his punches together well and throws punches in bunches around the side will always catch Joshua. And I knew Joshua, obviously, he's been a bit chinny. Dillian White rocked him, Povetkin rocked him, Klitschko rocked him. Now, think of someone like Klitschko with a bit of pop in his punch, obviously, but someone that actually, instead of just a 1-2 or just one punch at a time, throws punches in bunches. I always knew that was going to cause him problems. So I always knew that. I've been telling everyone here, Wilder's, because he was a 3-1 underdog in the bookies here in Australia. Wilder against.
Shit, looks like we lost him. We will be back. We're going out to Troy. Talk to me.
Oh, man. Hello?
Yes.
Whew. All right. It's been so much talk and foolishness since this win. You would believe that Wilder actually won this fight and not Andy Ruiz. You seriously would believe that Wilder won it the way his fans are acting, and you have all these Mexicans saying that the country's always supported him, and I call BS on that because if they did, he would be a much bigger name because he would have Mexico behind him, right? So I'm very happy for the brother, man, and I don't care where the rematch is. I'm still sticking to what I said, that Joshua, by the time his career ends, he'll be Joe Louis. But what happened to him last night is he got caught in the temple and he never recovered. That first shot that he got caught with was a temple shot, and you don't really recover from them at all. Sometimes you just kind of go through the motions, and he never recovered. That's all. And as far as him quitting, I don't think he had anything left to quit with. I just think he was going through the motions because he wasn't there anymore. He seriously wasn't there anymore. Once you get hit in the temple and you lose your legs, you lose your balance, you're really not there. And you got this guy that throws more than one punch at a time, which is a smart thing for brother to do, coming at you round after round after round. So yeah, he didn't have the fire that he normally has. But quit? No. He didn't just throw his hands up and say the fight is over. He was basically done. That shot to the temple, the stress of constantly having to protect himself, and just, no, he was done. But look, man, good show as usual. Shoot, that's it. I ain't got nothing else.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Troy. We going out to pound for pound supporter RV. Talk to me.
What's up?
What up?
It's crazy. I just skipped the whole goddamn line. That's the type of perks you get when you're pound for pound. I wouldn't even on for more than 3 seconds. But anyway, last night I don't think we really saw the true AJ. I think that was a fraud. Something what it was is he was exposed last night, or what we kept telling y'all, but y'all just refused to listen, is that he is a manicured heavyweight. He needs everything to be in his favor. He don't need the pressure, and that's why. And I see why not. Now I see why Eddie Hearn was protecting him. It wasn't that Ness he wanted you not to interview him, is because he know his champion is mentally weak, and it took Troy all last night to come up with that cockamamie excuse, talking about, he just got hit in the temple, so it was over it. No, my G, get hit in the temple, but get back up. You had 5 more rounds after that temple shot, which would take all day to recover. So I mean, like, if AJ loses in England, then my G, I don't want to listen to no more UK person analyze anything from the UK, because we keep telling y'all not real champions until y'all fight an American. And when y'all fight an American, then we'll respect y'all. So don't get mad when we tell you your man ain't nobody because they've been fighting in England. I should never hear that no more. So I'm a boomerang later back with peace.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going to go out to California.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers? Yo, let me have a crow taco combo with a Corona on the side. Yo, hey, man, all I can say, man, is Viva Mexico. Shout out to Andy Ruiz. He shook up the heavyweight division. He shocked the world. Yo, boxing is truly the theater of the unknown. Anybody can get it, especially in the heavyweight division. Out of all the division, all it takes is one good shot. Yo, AJ, he looked flat. He looked tired before the fight even started, man. I don't know if the moment got to him, his first time fighting on this stage in America, but he didn't look good, man. Like you said, Ness, something looked wrong, but I'm not going to take credit away from Andy Ruiz, man. He did everything right. Evidently, he got the job done. Shout out to him. He deserved all the credit. I hate that the fight with Wilder and AJ marinated too long. They missed out on the big bag. Yo, shout out to all the Border Wars fighters. Very entertaining. FOG, Mike, Castle Hill, Gil, Jimmy, Santiago, Dr. Mofongo, Gus the Buster, Dominican Nightmare, Ness, Coach Smitty, and JD. Great job. My boxing brothers, much respect. That's my call. Peace. Hit those thumbs up.
Going out to Robert on Skype.
Hey, yo, what's up, family? How you doing?
All good, all good. What's going on with you?
Not much, man. I think I'm getting ready to start training full time, I think. But before I get to that, I just wanted to say, following that call, much love to all the Border Wars guys, man. You guys show your heart and skill. You don't talk shit in the chat like these UK bums. Not all you UK fans are bums. Trust me. It's just the ones in the chats with the mouth and no action. All right. I just want to say shout out to Mike, FOG. Man, that shit looked hard, man. You guys, you know, that takes a lot of heart to do what you did. I just want to say much respect to you. Ness with the knockout. Shut your mouth. Good looking, brother. Man, you look sharp. You look really sharp, brother. I just want to say that's what's up. And then I want to say one more thing. Ruiz, man, it's not a shock to those that work hard, you know what I mean? But it was a shock because AJ's just been so fucking dominant, man. It's been so good to see. I know you're going to cut me, but I just want to say for all those dudes talking shit in the chat, you saw them, all them disrespectful dudes that don't respect what they do every day and it's how hard they work over here at the Boxing Voice. Sign up for Border Wars. September or October, whenever they do it, you want to talk, come see me. I'll be there.
Robert, thanks for calling in. We're going out to...
Yo. I know my audio probably fucked up, but I just want to say big ups to everybody that joined Border Wars and big ups to motherfucking Andy Ruiz.
All right. Let's go out to Coach Mitty on Skype. Coach Mitty, unmute. Unmute yourself, Coach.
Yo, Ness, can you hear me?
We do.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm on my way home from the airport. So it was a very good weekend, spending a few days with you guys. Really enjoyed it. And wow, what the fuck happened last night, man? That was not predictable at all. But I think that's Robert just said it. Shout out to Ruiz because he worked hard. And he said it before, I think, like when he took the fight, right? It's not a beauty contest, it's a fight. And he made it a fight and he won it, man. Like, obviously, I was rooting for AJ. I can tell you that once Ruiz was down, came back up, knocked AJ down, I got a lot of respect for him. He showed like he has like a terrific chin because that combination that AJ landed on him would have took a lot of people down. That was like a right uppercut left hook from hell. He came back up and he gave it even more trouble than he received, right? So you need to respect that guy. And let's see the rematch. And, that's all I've got to say. It was just amazing, and I enjoyed my time in New York, right? So
yeah, but you got about 1:30 left, so I would just want to ask you, do you think that the rematch should happen in the UK? You don't think that the winner deserves to pick where he fights?
The winner does whatever it says in the contract, right? Because he got his shot. He's got his shot, and when he got his shot, he sat down at the table and they discussed the contract, and he agreed to all those terms. Like it's a different situation. I think you're coming at it from a different perspective, where he has the belt and he can dictate. In this particular situation, he cannot dictate. He has to honor a contract, a contract that he went into. It's an opportunity that he wasn't expected. He wasn't going to get any other way than Big Baby Miller failing the drug test. So when they sat down, they worked all that out. So he should honor the contract, and I'm sure he will, right? Because it also means money. If you really want to talk about the location, I believe that from a monetary perspective, a pay-per-view in the UK will make sense because in the US you probably won't be a pay-per-view, and also the gate revenue from a stadium crowd in the UK would also make it
won't be a pay-per-view with him.
For
it won't be a pay-per-view with AJ because AJ ain't nobody in America.
Yeah, exactly. AJ is not anybody in America, and he's even like his stock even went even more down in America, right, after what happened. So it would not be a US pay-per-view, but it would be a UK pay-per-view.
Cut it. It would definitely be a US pay-per-view if our good friend Andy Ruiz could win one more time. Then his next fight damn sure be pay-per-view right here in the United States. You know why? Because Mexicans make up a very big percentage of America. They've never had a heavyweight champion. Mikey just did it. Canelo does it. And, the beauty in this is that, specifically that he said that he wanted to be, the Mexican Canelo. And, he's on his way. He's on his way. Listen, he's got to do more than just dethrone AJ because AJ wasn't that known here in the States. But this particular fight is, man, it's just it's spreading like wildfire. So we're gonna have Deontay Wilder in about 26 minutes. I'm gonna jump on my phone, make sure everything is everything. And before we do that, man, I wish Mike was able to talk. I guess I'll talk to you guys. You give me your takes when you call in. We're going to keep these phone lines moving. But did anyone see what Stephen A. Smith said? And I'll just quote it, and I'm also sharing it on our YouTube page. If you're on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Why? Because it helps with the visibility of the show, and it shows that you are filling up. So Stephen A. Smith says, oh my God, I can't believe this shit. Anthony Joshua, holder of 3 belts, but he's forgetting the IBO because he's not skilled like that. So holder of 4 belts gets TKO'd by Butterbean. I mean, some dude named Andy Ruiz Jr. What a damn disgrace. Joshua looked completely gassed, more fatigued than hurt. Now, how in the hell did you let that happen? How? So I was like, whoa. Whoa. Stephen A. coming at him. I'm like, okay. But Canelo came at Stephen A. Man. Was not happy with Stephen A. Smith. Canelo takes to his social media and in Spanish, which I won't even attempt to read. I'll just give you the translation. He says, yet another skeptic who allows himself to be swept away by sheer ignorance and fanaticism without the slightest idea what the sport of boxing is. And he quote tweeted Stephen A. Smith's tweet in his own. And before this, he came out and congratulated Andy Ruiz on the win. Remember, Canelo fights for Dazn, not Andy. But they share the fact that both of them are Mexican. So the congratulations from Canelo, the face of boxing, to the new heavyweight future face of boxing. Can we say that? He's got to beat AJ twice, I think, in order to say that. But let me go out to Mastermind. Joesph in Texas, talk to me.
Yo, what up, man? First of all, I agree with Trey when he said that Mexicans weren't always behind Andy Ruiz. The fact of the matter is we wasn't. There's a few of us, a small of us that even knew who he was. But he's going to have a huge following now, which is why I say to build the rematch with AJ even bigger, because I feel like Ruiz deserves a fight in the U.S. with the rematch. But to build that fight even bigger, what you do is you scrap Arreola versus Konaki. You put Arreola versus Ruiz in the Staples Center and build that Mexican fan base even bigger. Mexican versus Mexican for the heavyweight title. That'll sell. But as far as that, AJ quit, man, and I was happily shocked. I couldn't believe what I saw. He just didn't want it. Every time he landed a big shot, it's like a typical Mexican style. Ruiz would come back even harder. When he dropped Ruiz came right back. Before the stoppage, he landed a beautiful left hook on Ruiz, and Ruiz came right back. So I think it was something he wasn't expecting. I do believe he overlooked Andy Ruiz, and I think he took it easy on training after the Miller was not able to stick the fight. But I wish. See, now this is why we need Spence versus Crawford ASAP, because the Wilder AJ fight, even though it'll happen one day, it'll never mean what it could have meant with them both being undefeated, both being champion with no losses. Or even a Fury, AJ. Either one of those guys versus AJ will never mean what it could have meant for all the belts. But shout out to all the Border Wars competitors. Ness, and big knockout, man. Shit, Ruiz had me up yesterday. I was almost ready to ask you, and then I had to rethink that one. But definitely, Santiago Mofongo, great fight, guys. I put the offer out for Dr. Mofongo. Gonna give him some time, let him come down from his win, see what he wants to do. But I'm definitely looking forward to being at the next one. Shout out to all you guys, and what a crazy weekend. That's all I can say. What a crazy night last night was. And Callum Smith will be a future Canelo victim. Mark my words. That's my call.
All right, Joesph, man, thank you for calling in. We're going to keep these lines moving. We're going to Zorro. Talk to me.
Yo, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Man, it's a good one. Congratulations to Ruiz for becoming the heavyweight champ. It's kind of crazy. Deontay should have been the one to get that one right there, I think. But congratulations to Ruiz. Man, that she was acting up on that video, man. Y'all having a good time out there. I'm definitely trying to jump on that Patreon now. When I got a gym that this little dude, he teach boxing, man. So I'm about to jump in there too, man. I'm trying to hit Border Wars up with y'all, man, and have a good time.
Oh, man, you're more than welcome, man. It's a family, bro. Y'all all welcome to join, man. We talk shit, but definitely after the Border Wars fight. So whenever it's a big fight, we try to meet up with each other, man. And it just has really become that, a big family.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. Meet up with good people, man. Cause my kids are getting older. They be looking. They at the house, and it look like they run the house themselves. So I'm like, man, shoot, I could take off and be gone. Y'all boys got it. So I done my daddy duty. So I'm gonna send my oldest off to school in about 2 years, and then I got a young one. He'll be about in 8th grade. So man, they grown. They almost out the door, man. So yeah, I could jump on it now and jump on it heavy. But definitely, I want to partake in that border wars. See what that's like, man. And shout out to Mike for his fight. And man, that's my call, man. I'm about to head on home from work.
Zorro, man, thank you for calling in. Thank you for the support. You already know. Let's keep these lines moving. Let me see who I got on Skype. We got Americo. What up? Americo, what up? Going once. Twice. Fresh to Don, talk to me. Fresh to Don, unmute. There you go. Up, you muted yourself. Unmute. There you go. Talk to me.
Hey, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, bet. All right, man. I've been a long time listener. I had to call in for this one.
You got to get off that speakerphone, champ. I see you driving. Pull over.
Damn.
We're going to come back to you because you sound bad. We're going to come back to you. Casey, talk to me. Casey on Skype, going once. You got to unmute. Once. Twice. Lids low, talk to Go ahead, Casey, go ahead.
All I want to say last night was crazy, fam. And I put money on Andy Ruiz, but, shit. I didn't expect this to happen, G. Anyway, other than that, I don't think the Deontay Wilder and AJ fights is dropped that much because Pacquiao got knocked out before the Mayweather. And we live in a world where people's attention span is really short. So if AJ wins the rematch, people would forget about it. And if him and Deontay have a fight, it's still going to be big at the end of the day. And one thing, Stephen A. Smith is just a fucking casual. He says this shit for entertainment. He doesn't know shit about boxing. That's all I want to say. It's actually quite cringy when he speaks about boxing. Because he doesn't know shit. He needs to stick to his NBA and his NFL, my G. That's all I want to say. Peace.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Robert, the legend. Escape the Fate, lead drummer. What's going on, my friend? Happy birthday.
Lead drummer. I love that.
Only drummer.
Happy birthday to you too, brother. Shame I couldn't be out there, man. I tried, but it's crazy because I feel like Curse is a representation of why we love upsets, because we hate when we see bandwagon people jump on and then all of a sudden they think they're the greatest. And I don't care, man. I'm making this one a whole friggin' country world war because I'm so stoked to have not just a Mexican heavyweight champion, but a Mexican-American heavyweight champion for a real significant champ for the first time since Oscar De La Hoya. And man, we're going to be barbecuing and watching boxing, and I'm stoked. And it just reminds me of Frank Bruno trying to fight Tyson, when Hamed got knocked out by Barrera, Hatton by Mayweather, Khan by Garcia, Brook by Spence, and now Anthony Joshua by Andy Ruiz. These Brits come out here thinking they got the best fighter of all time, and they all get knocked the fuck out, dude. I haven't said it, and it's a derogatory term we haven't said on this show in a long time. You know, Ness, you already know what these guys are, dude. And I don't know, man. It was just freaking awesome. But I agree with that one caller who was saying that I think it was just a shot to the temple. Once he got hit, I think he was just gone. I think he never recovered from that. I mean, you got to remember that he did put Andy Ruiz down. He was in the fight. He just couldn't recover when he got hit. Like, that was it. And he tried, and he just, I don't know, man. That was crazy. It's not the biggest upset of all time. Obviously, Tyson Douglas is. But I think it's, for me personally, the greatest. Because, man, we shut up some UK fans. Got a Mexican heavyweight champ. A fat Mexican heavyweight champ. I'm going to just cancel my gym membership right now because titties equals titles, dude. I'm quitting. I'm not going to work out no more, and I'm going to become Border Wars champ, dude. That's it. That's my call. Peace.
Robert Ortiz, brother, thank you for calling in. Long-time listener, alumni. You know, appreciation. Actually, fight party, thrower, all that good shit. All we're doing is waiting for my man to sign up to a Border Wars. We're going to go out to Decatur, Georgia. Talk to me.
I dig that, shout. I like a good sound technician boxer, man. So if he supposed to be the one that going at Canelo, okay. If he use his goddamn length and height like he's supposed to, that should be very interesting. Let's go back to Andy Ruiz. First of all, I got him in the rematch. You feel me? Even though he going across the pond. Did you hear at the beginning of the fifth round? I mean, at the end of the fourth round, in the corner where AJ asked his corner, he said, "What shot was it?" Because he don't know what the hell hit his ass. But check, no, hey, shout out to AJ.
Let me tell you, first and foremost, let me just apologize from the, sincerely, like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, I did not believe you. You called in week after week. You could have made me money. Like, if I had the balls to bet big, I could have bet big just because of you. Because you are exactly what I tell Mike to do. When you believe in somebody, let me know so I can feel that you believe. I just took your belief as delusion, but goddamn, you was right. Damn,
but look,
you was right.
Because all the factors, Ness, it was his first time in America. He got them training in Florida. No disrespect to Florida, but all that goddamn distraction down there. Come on, man, hell no. Then you got Andy Ruiz born as a Mexican champ. It was just too many good eyes for that boy Andy Ruiz. Plus, he actually can fight. You feel me? So I got him in a rematch, and I can't wait to hear what Wilder got to say. Man, y'all have a good day, dog.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We will have the champ in about 12 minutes. I should dip off and hit him up. Actually, Mike, hit up Chris, man. Help me out while I man the boards. Hit Chris up. He's the one got everything going. And let him know that whenever the champ is ready, he could call straight into the show and let us know, and we'll find him in there and not make him wait. Looks like we got, let me see. Phone lines packed. Mike in New York, talk to me.
I know we're cutting it close. First and foremost, happy belated birthday.
Thank you, brother.
Second of all, I want to move away a little bit to ask what's going to happen now, because I just saw a clip of a Manny Robles, Ruiz's trainer, and he said it's all up to Al Heyman now as far as what's next. So, of course, we all know there's a rematch that they want to exercise over in England, which is whack. I agree with you, whack. The champion should dictate terms, but whatever. What happens now? Because, it'd be perfect to have to skip the Fury fight or push it back one and do all unification under Heyman and Ruiz. That's the pipe dream that maybe you'll ask.
Yo, let me ask you this. Can Al be influential enough, powerful enough that now Andy won this and he convinces all the sanctioning bodies to bypass the rematch for the ultimate unification?
I mean, if you're a sanctioning body and you love money, what's better than having a Mexican American versus a black dude in Vegas?
I'm pretty sure Eddie could turn around and sue.
Breach a contract. Maybe breach a contract. Maybe, and Eddie right now is facing embarrassment, so he wants to run it back because of the embarrassment in England. But, man, I mean, if Al can do it, go for it. And hopefully tonight when you talk to Deontay, you'll get some insight on that, because that's very, very, very important.
I
Before I
mean,
go, I just want to say,
Deontay's text is mad cryptic, too. If you look at Deontay's text that he just put out, he's like, a huge congratulations to Andy the Destroyer for your upset win last night. You've been blessed to come out of the struggle and to become the first Mexican heavyweight champion ever. Wow, that's amazing. I'm wishing you many more blessings to come. Then he got another one. He's like, P.S. is all up to you what you do with this huge opportunity. There's many perks that comes behind it. Blessings. Hashtag Bomb Squad. Hashtag super happy for you. Hashtag till this day. So I don't know. It's a little cryptic right there.
It was. I saw that, and you know what? To end it right here, we don't even know if AJ will be mentally ready for November, December, because he didn't look right. So who knows? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So we don't even know if he'll be ready mentally. So we'll see what happens, bro. But push Deontay for him to push that unification. Push him to push that. You know what I'm saying? That's my call.
For sure, bro. Thanks again for calling in.
Yeah, bro. Thank you.
All right. Let me, Mike, any word? We going to Jay in Orlando. Talk to me.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What up?
I like you. I rewatched the fight today, and it was crazy. I still had AJ winning the first 2 rounds. I felt as though he was doing good, and then everything changed once he got that shot off, and Ruiz did not go down. I don't know if you noticed or if you caught this, but it seemed like to me when Ruiz didn't go down and AJ was fighting him off and he was catching him with big shots, it was like his energy level just was depleted. Like as soon as he caught him with a couple counters, like to get Ruiz off, because he called him back. Like after he went down, like he still was fighting back. He caught him down, and his energy was done. And I felt as though like that did more harm than it did good. And I felt as though like that first knockdown, if he would have took like a knee, because he jumped right up after that first knockdown. If he would have took a knee, he would have been able to fight a little bit longer. But he just never recovered. He just never recovered. And shout out to the caller, like the 2 callers before me. One guy from Decatur that was talking about where AJ, when he went back to the corner, he asked, he was like, yo, what shot was that? That was super funny to me, because like he had no clue at all like where that shot was coming from. Ruiz, man, the sky's the limit. He's got to do, and I agree with Mitty. I know that you don't necessarily agree with it, but you got to look at it like how you used them with Border Wars, where you wasn't talking about stripping Jose because you was like as a voluntary. Like you got to give the champion that right. Like the champion deserves that right to a rematch if it's a voluntary. Like Ruiz has to go over
listen,
there.
I ain't got no issue with that. I ain't got no issue with you getting your shot. I just got an issue with you trying to control where, when, and how the shot comes. That's what I
feel you on that. I feel you on that when it comes to another champion, but if you ain't the champion, you have no say so. I feel you on that when it becomes another champion.
I respect that.
Yeah. So that's how I feel. That's how I feel with that, man. And I know it's a bunch of callers, man. So I know you're getting ready for that call. I'll go ahead and hop off this thing, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out our Border Wars attendees. I'll see y'all Border Wars 2020, man.
For sure, brother. Jay in Orlando, man. Thanks for calling in, man. We're going to go out to, let me see. We got to make sure I got no boomerangers and none of that. Damn, Mike, what up? Talk to me, champ. My man down there, he's sounding like nothing. Oh, actually, we do got a boomeranger. There we go. See, you got to check this sea of callers, man. A lot of callers, man. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time.
I won't deny it.
WBC production.
Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see. What do we have here now? Showdown with a RODNEY.
BoxingVoice.com.
Everybody in the fight game wanna be like the Uno.
WBC Productions.
What's up, Ness?
What up? Alex,
Man.
Lemon, Mr. Top Rank.
You know, What's up, man? I told you guys, man. I've been saying this shit all week, man. I
Yeah,
was
you
saying
know
Andy
what?
Ruiz
You
could
are
beat.
another one. That's right. You were another one saying that he was gonna win.
You guys thought I was crazy on Thursday, man. You guys said I was biased. I'm telling you, man. Anthony Joshua. This is what I've seen. Anthony Joshua has been touched. Almost every fight he's been in, man, he's been touched. And Andy Ruiz, I knew if he swung, I said, man, I hope he throws him. I said, as long as he throws him, he could take this fight. And that's exactly what happened. Anthony Joshua couldn't even handle the counter, the quick counter punches that Andy Ruiz was doing, man. And Andy Ruiz, I am so glad that he went in there. He saw the picture, man. He wanted to make history. He had that on his mind, and he didn't have just, let me just come collect this paycheck real quick. And so Andrew Ruiz's mindset, man, he went in there hungry. He went in for it, and he got it. And Anthony Joshua, he did look funny from the beginning. And I think that's because I think he underestimated Andy Ruiz from the beginning. He was like, they're just throwing this bum in here, and he a bum. I'm going to beat him. Look at him. Look how he looks. Look how he's underestimated him. He probably watched the Joesph Parker fight just like everybody else did and saw Andy Ruiz not throwing him like he used to, like he usually does. And so I think he just flat out underestimated him, got caught, and once he got caught, he, of course, he tried to do something again. Of course, I know he knocked down Andrew Ruiz. Andrew Ruiz got back up, but then Anthony Joshua got caught, and after he got caught, man, it changed the whole game, man. He was trying to recover, but he just couldn't. Andrew Ruiz went in there and got that, man. I'm so happy. And Andrew Ruiz is from Imperial, California. That's California, so let everybody know, man. From Cali, everyone's talking like he's from Mexico or something. He's Mexican American. And man, I'm telling you, everybody over here that I know of over here is proud of him. So proud. Congratulations to Andrew Ruiz, the Destroyer. Great fight. Great to his team, Manny Robles, Esparito, and then everybody at Legends Boxing, man. And I'm excited, man. I can't wait. And I do agree with you, Ness, that it's bullshit, but I'm sure he signed a contract about going to the UK. I mean, there's no way around it if you signed the contract, but that is bullshit that Anthony Joshua would put that in there. The only good thing about it is Andrew Ruiz could get a fat paycheck, hopefully, if they sell 90,000 seats or something over there. Hopefully that gives Andrew Ruiz some more cash flow. But hopefully, but like you said, if he's not going to get the lion's share, that's whack too. So, but it's all good, man. It's all good news from over here in Cali, man.
For sure, for sure. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Lets us know that you enjoy. You're sticking around here for 3 hours on a Sunday, giving you that platform to voice your opinion. Let us know how you feel about the fight. Let us know what you thought about the fight. How can you do it? By calling in 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Let me keep these phone lines moving. Looks like I got J. Will on Skype. Talk to me.
If you know like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yo.
What up?
I was so shocked last night. But then again, I wasn't. I've always thought Anthony Joshua was kind of chinny. Always thought that. But I've always thought that he could somehow pull through, even with some of these bigger names, until he got to the Deontay Wilder fight. I thought he could, use his athletic ability to, get around all his chinny problems. But I think if he goes back to the drawing board, really get serious, I think he does beat Andy Ruiz in the rematch. I do give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he does. I think he is the better fighter, than Andy. He throws his punches a little bit more sharper. He just has to tighten up in exchanges a little bit, and I think he can train a good training camp. He can get tightened up on that, but you can't get tightened up on that chin. And I think that puts his performance last night puts a huge target on him. And I think he better go ahead with the Deontay Wilder fight ASAP. He better go ahead and capitulate to some of those demands. Even if he don't think he have to, he better get that money because he gave up $50 million. Everybody must not forget he gave up $50 million plus half of the back end just because he thought he was just this. He ran boxing, and if you think you running boxing with a chin like that, bro, especially in the heavyweight division, bro, you a fool, man. But at the end of the day, he can't get his chin any better. So, man, I don't know what he does after the Ruiz fight. I mean, unless he fights Wilder after that, I mean, I don't. It's a risk. He's shooting the craps with every fight. But yeah, that's it. That's my call, man.
Jay Will, man, thanks for calling in.
Great call, Jay Will.
Let me go. Say what?
I was just telling Jay Will a great call.
Yeah, you sound like shit. Let me go out to Eddie in New York. Talk to me. It's been a long time, Eddie.
My brother, I'm going to make it real short and quick. For all you people out here that think AJ ain't running shit, he is still running shit. AJ will always run shit because these UK heads are retarded. They don't care. The last big British heavyweight, his name was Frank Bruno, and they followed that man to the end. AJ will always run shit. What AJ needs to do is get himself a real trainer. He got bums around him. He needs to get himself a real trainer. And let me tell you this about Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, he ain't got no say. He ain't the A side. AJ's the A side. AJ's gonna dictate where the fight is. And let me tell you something about Deontay Wilder. Even though Deontay is undefeated, AJ is still the A side. Don't get it twisted. AJ will always be the A side. Those UK cats are crazy. I'm done.
Eddie, thanks for calling in. We're going to stay in the Bronx. 646-921. 646-921. First time caller. Who's this?
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
It is you.
Yeah, you can call me AJ Chin. I can't really stay on too long. I can't stay up too long. So, Ness, I just want to say, it was, did I hear correct? Today was your birthday?
Nah, Friday. You said, what's your name, though?
Oh, Friday was it? I'm AJ Chin. I'm just let you know I can't really hold up too long. I'm just going to say something real quick, and then I'm going to gas out. So, Ness, I want to say happy belated birthday. I just want to let everybody know your man got exposed. The dude that just called, we're talking about all his A-side and that. Your groupie, I don't know what you're talking about. You can't be the A-side when you got beat by a cherry pick that popped the cherry. It's a wrap. The man Chin is done. They're going to try to do the UK thing. Hopefully it does not happen. They're going to cheat him in the UK. They're going to get a Kazagi stoppage or some shit like that. Or they're going to say, oh, Andy using drugs. And you're going to look at Andy and be like, hell no, he ain't using no drugs. But they're going to say it, though, because they're going to do everything they can to steal them titles back because they know their man can't get it done in the ring. That's why he dug Wilder from, I think, the past 2 years. I always remember, and I think you brought it up, and you were harping on it when that man said the fans should get in and fight Wilder if they think it's so easy. I'm like, that man got that bitch in him, dog. And we saw it yesterday. He got hit one time after hurting this motherfucker. One time he got hit. Started doing that dance, that little samba. Got put down again. Third time he got hit, he caught him with a good shot, but he couldn't take what was coming back. He not built like that, dog. He not built like that. His heart has always been in question. And now for sure we know what it is. He got hit by a dude that has never knocked out or knocked down anyone that's known for having a chin, dog. Andy Ruiz never knocked anybody out, but he got him, though. Just remember that. So when you think he's going to build himself up, he going to get the confidence, he ain't got it. It's a wrap. Wilder in like 20 seconds if they ever fight. Thank you for the call, Ness. Happy belated birthday. I want to tell everybody, all the boxing fans, we got him out of here, dog. No more scamming. It's going to be Ruiz versus Wilder. They're going to sell out every fucking thing in Vegas. All the Mexicans going to come out.
Oh, champ, you just running and running with it. He ain't going to stop. Mike, any word? We going to Dominic in Seattle.
Hey, yo. Last time I checked, bro, I know everybody's talking about the rematch is going to happen, has to happen, but I watched all the interviews from Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, to Eddie Hearn's friends, all that shit. It doesn't matter. If he don't want the rematch, he don't have to do the rematch. Eddie Hearn made it clear hella times in interviews that let's see if he wants the rematch. If he wants the rematch, yeah, we'll do it. stop making it seem like Anthony Joshua is gonna just demand a rematch. It has to happen. Stop. And Andy Ruiz, he made the blueprint. He shows everybody that if you come at Anthony Joshua, come forward hella, but go through his punches, it's a wrap. And that's my call. No. And I think Andy Ruiz should fight Deontay Wilder. He's with PBC. Let's get it in. Duck Anthony Joshua because he's a major duck, and get it in with motherfucking Deontay Wilder. We don't want to see that shit again. Anthony Joshua don't want to get embarrassed like that again. That's my call.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. Damn, bro, I can't even talk to Mike ass. I wanted to ask and shit like, do you think that that's true? We need to talk to Eddie. Like, there's got to be a rematch. It's a voluntary. Eddie's not dumb. He said it in numerous interviews. You know what I mean? He wouldn't let AJ not have a rematch clause. We're still getting Deontay Wilder. We should be having him in a few minutes. If not right now, I see a text coming in. So let's see. As I check these phone numbers, make sure he's not there. But in the meantime, let me go to Brandon in Cincinnati.
Yo, what's good, Ness, man? First and foremost, I want to say shout out to all the Border Wars participants. Big shout out to the hometown hero and my future trainer, Ant, Queen City Cobra. He put on the fucking show, had a highlight reel knockdown. Shout out to Ness. If you ain't seen it, man, Ness looked like Bud Crawford in the ring. He knocked this man out. We need to get Ness a step-up fight, man. He's fighting guys who ain't on his level. We need to get him like a semi-professional guy. Maybe try to get Dominic Brazil in there to fight Ness. So, as far as Eddie Ruiz,
shout
out to Eddie Ruiz, man. He's everything. Nah, man, you look like you might be able to fuck Dominic Brazil up. But shout out to Eddie Ruiz, man. He's everything that boxing needs right now, man. Like I said, a guy who ain't have no picks, a guy who ain't let politics and all the bullshit, sway him away from taking a big fight, an opportunity, man. He wanted it. He ain't, allowed networks and retirement money and all that shit to stop him. He just wanted to fight. He just wanted the shot. He went out there and got it and made the best of his moment. He earned a fan out of me because before this, I really didn't know much about him, but just that killer mentality like that, that's really what boxing is lacking nowadays, guys. That's really wanting to just go balls to the wall and let their nuts hang. So shout out to him for that, man, like I said, because nowadays it's all about politics and shit, and he ain't let that shit ruin it. As far as Anthony Joshua, I said it yesterday, I think that motherfucker was in Miami partying. Ness, you've been watching boxing longer than me. I'm a little younger than you. I've never remembered a guy going to Miami to train. I mean, usually you hear about Oxnard, Big Bear, Colorado, places like that. I've never heard nobody saying they're going to Miami to train. There's too many distractions, a lot of exotic pussy. And he was partaking in that shit, man. He had no legs, man. There's too many beautiful women. It's his first time in America. It's no different. But when Mike Tyson went to Japan, they said he was partying with Bobby Brown, getting drunk, getting high, fucking hoes. And it looked like AJ was doing the same shit, hanging with Meek Mill and all them guys. You know what it was, man. It just looked like he was just shot. After the first round, his legs didn't look up under him. But
Brandon, thanks for calling in. We're going out to 6:30, 4:30. 6:30, 4:30. First time caller.
Hey, guys. I just want everyone, the narrative is talking about Wilder. Oh, my gosh, Bomb Squad. AJ got knocked out.
Who's this?
Are you people forgetting what
this?
Wilder, what Fury just did to Wilder 6 months ago?
Sir, who's this?
This is Joey.
Joey from?
This is Joey. I'm taking my point. Relax. Let me get my point across.
Joey from
I'll
where?
Be 2 seconds. Everybody's Joey from Alaska.
All right.
Now listen real quick. Everyone's forgetting what Fury did to Wilder 6 months ago. He made him look like a fool, swinging haymakers, like a one-trick pony. If you don't knock him out, he can't win. And everyone's talking about Wilder. He won 10 rounds to 2. Tyson Fury is the best boxer in the heavyweight division by far. No one even comes close. The fact is, Wilder's supposed to be the next big star in heavyweight boxing, so they gave him the decision. Everyone knows Fury won that fight. Even Floyd Mayweather said it. The best boxer of all time. So all you fucking fanboys need to get your shit together and get it straight. Fury's the champ. AJ's a hype job.
And Wilder's a one-trick pony.
All right. You know, he sounds just like Kevin from Chicago. We got Aaron. Talk to me.
What's up, Nez? How you doing?
All good.
I was out here in Mexico. I couldn't even get the Dazn in Mexico, which was kind of whack. But I was having a great time watching you guys' live stream. Yeah, I mean, the whole argument with the AJ fanboys, the 4-belt argument, the resume argument, the selling out Wembley and all making all that money died last night with AJ. We know Wilder is the number 1 heavyweight in the world. And even if AJ wins the belts back, we know Wilder's the A side now. There's no doubt about it. So I do want to ask if he did sound kind of unsure if AJ's going to take that rematch. I mean, Hearn did say that they would. And then AJ basically said that AJ, it's up to AJ if he would or not. So if AJ doesn't take the rematch, do you think Ruiz would fight Wilder and that Wilder would pull out against Ortiz just to make the unification?
Only if the money was right, because if I'm Ruiz, man, I'm trying to get made into a star. I got 4 belts. I'm Mexican. Put me in L.A. versus fucking Chris Arreola, you know, or anybody, because I'm the man now. Like, I'm the new Mikey Garcia. Take me to San Antonio. Like, you know, there's no if you're Heyman, there's no need to rush. Wilder wasn't in the rush. Why would he be in a rush now?
Well, because you have an opportunity to finally get those belts that AJ's been holding the whole time. And that's the whole thing. I mean, Ortiz and Fury, he's down to run it back with them. He already knows that. But I know he could tell Ortiz, hey, you know what, I got you next. Let me take care of Ruiz. Let me get these 4 belts, and then at that time, you're the man. Nobody could tell you anything. And Ruiz already said he's down to fight Wilder and Fury. And I know Heyman can make that, and know what? Get sued. Get sued by Hearn. Get a settlement. Pay them whatever that is, because in the long run, Wilder's going to make Heyman and everyone else more money if Ruiz is down. You're right. I mean, he can milk it and fight everyone else, but if Wilder has a chance, I would pull out against Ortiz, get these other 4 belts, and then know what? You're the man, and you run everything officially, because we already know he does now unofficially. But if he has a chance, I would get that fight and get that unification. Hopefully, you can ask him that, man. But I appreciate the live stream. I was having a great time last night. I was just laughing my ass off, man. It was as funny as watching you guys, because I couldn't see the fight, and so watching you guys watch it, that was wild, man. You need to definitely post that on YouTube. That was something else. Have a good one, man.
It's
have a great
there.
interview with Wilder.
Thank you, brother. Stick around. It's definitely on YouTube. For anybody that hasn't watched our immediate live fight chat, it's there. And immediate reaction show with all the callers also there. We will be having Deontay Wilder in a bit. Just waiting on the call. We're going to go out to Mastermind in the Nolia. Let me get out to our good friend, N.O.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Cut it.
Ooh, what's poppin', Mike, baby? You dig? My dog Mike fought like a champ. Ness fought like a champ. Andy went in there and he whooped AJ ass, you hear me? See, bro, let me tell you something, Ness. Andy don't care what it, man. Andy'll fight AJ in his backyard, you dig? AJ, I'm telling y'all, he got the blueprint, man. For one, AJ, you can't buy a chin, Ness. I don't care what trainer you get. I don't care what conditioning coach. You dig? You can't buy a chin, man. Andy Ruiz got that dude number. And if he rematch that dude, Andy Ruiz gonna knock his ass. He not going to decision. He not worrying about the judges, none of that. Andy smell blood in the water, you hear me? That's a hey, say, bro, shout out to Al Haynes. Soon as this man get from Ty Ring, man, this man get 3 titles. Come, Ness, you gotta admit something going on, man.
Talk to Mike.
This man got 3 titles soon as he left.
Mike the one that just need to see the light. I've been saying that.
Come on, man. He put this man right in position. Did anybody get the rematch? Now, if he take it, I take that back. If he take it, he gonna get the rematch.
Yo, why
so
everybody
not gonna
acting
get
like
the
AJ ain't gonna take
let's
that rematch, man?
because he got to talk to his life coach first, man. I think he will take, but he got to talk to dude first. And dude gonna hype him up. Look, AJ, you can do it. I believe in you, mate. You had it, you know what I'm saying? You just got to get your stamina up and just don't let him hit you in the chin. We got to fight Mayweather style next. You know, you got to let the dude hype him up like you know, once you go to sleep, dog, with that tape recorder playing, you can do it. You can do it. You can do anything that you put your mind to. He gonna feel like he can overcome that. But dog, Andy not playing no games with him. That's my call. Dude out for blood. Watch what I tell y'all, man. Watch what I tell you. That's my call.
Great call, NO. Great call. I'm just wrapping up here another number. We got a bunch of new callers today. That was our mastermind, NL. We're going to head on out to Baltimore. Talk to me. Excuse me, DC. Talk to me, Marcus.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Voice, man? The boxing gods blessed us with the theater unexpected yesterday. Look, two type of counter punches out there. You got counter punches that run their counters after you finish throwing, and you got counter punches that throw while you throw. Second being the most dangerous, i.e. Juan Manuel Marquez and Andy Ruiz. Every time I seen AJ throw punches, they roundhouses. Andy Ruiz knew that, stepped up inside and started throwing combinations at the same time, mitigating Joshua's longer arm. The other part is this, and then you'll hear on the previous call. Every time, the Klitschko fight and yesterday, I seen Anthony Joshua coming all the way apart by the 5th or 6th round with his conditioning. This going to sound dumb, but AJ need to get out of shape for a while, stay out of boxing for a while, and get some fat on it, because your muscles get too tight, get the cramping too much. He be looking exhausted. He was exhausted when Vladimir had that man. Everybody saw that he could have been gone. He was exhausted. He was done. He was walking dead. Vladimir couldn't pull the trigger. Andy seen him in the same position, pulled the trigger, and the man was done. Get out of shape, get more of a swimmer's body than a bodybuilder's body, come back. Mentally, I think the same thing previous caller said, hard to get out of satin sheets running 5 miles in the morning. I think he thought he arrived. In addition to that, you know, Lennox has said when boxers start concentrating on the business of boxing more than boxing, the boxing starts to lack off. AJ was too concerned with the business of boxing instead of being the boxer that sometimes we criticize Terrence Crawford for being. That's my call. DC in the building. I'm out.
Marcus, thanks for calling in. I'm going to keep these lines moving. We're still waiting on a champ, but he is coming on. We got confirmation on that. So tell a friend to let them know Deontay Wilder, the WBC champ, the last piece of the puzzle, will be on the show to give his reaction.
BoxingVoice.com. It's money to shit. Working that wrist. Ballin' like Swiss. Diamonds wet like a fish. Pull up with them sticks. Come fuck with the clique. We fucked on your bitch. She sucking the dick. I'm whipping the bro.
Hey, yo, what's going on? It's your boy H Money, Mr. Dazn, the Boxing Boys 2019 Rookie of the Year. And next, I always be positive, you know what I'm saying? I got to address some shit next, so give me a minute. Anthony Joshua he's a fake. Anthony Joshua is a fraud. Deontay Wilder, I told everybody, that's my big homie. Deontay Wilder said he loves H Money, and everybody always hating on Deontay Wilder. I told everybody last week, can't nobody disrespect him, and people calling in disrespecting me, Ness. I gotta address this, Ness. All these people calling in, nigga, we catching bodies. It's the bomb squad, nigga. It's the bomb squad, nigga. This for anybody, nigga. It's H-Money, Big Draco, nigga. I'm gonna unleash, nigga. Nigga, I'm gonna unleash, nigga. 100-round drum, nigga. I'm laying anybody down, nigga. I'm nigga. Put it on paper. Get it on live, nigga. It's H-Money, nigga. I'm a C80, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. It's Memphis.
Damn, champ. What's up, B? You know what I mean? We like the energy, but like, damn, man, we trying to stay on the air, man. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't. If I was Anthony Joshua, I'd go to an island and I'd move there and I'd never box again.
Yo, why you think the White Rhino being so harsh on Anthony Joshua like that? Hey, White Rhino. Oh, that's the White Rhino said that. Ruin the 504, talk to me.
Hey there, what's going on, man?
What up?
This was crazy, bro. I did not see this coming. AJ's chin and his heart got exposed. This dude does not have the heart of a champion. He quit. He quit. There's no excuse for that. Katie Taylor and Josh Kelly, they got gift decisions. They both lost. They stunk out the joint. It was a bad showing for UK with the exception of Butasi and Callum Smith. It was just a crazy night. Devon Alexander, it's probably time for him to hang it up. What else? Shout out to everyone that showed up for Border Wars. And the rematch negotiation for this fight, I don't think it's going to go as smooth as we're thinking. PBC, they now have all the cards, and I think they probably might start throwing their weight around. But I could be wrong. We'll see. As far as for Younes, happy belated birthday and good work on Border Wars, bro. That's my call.
Rule, thanks for calling in. Champ, this you?
What's up, baby?
Hey, got a new number. All right. Well, Deontay, well, I would have introduced you properly, but, I was fishing there for the number. But how are you, Deontay Wilder? And thank you, obviously, for coming out and giving us the opportunity to interview you, taking out the time on your Sunday. I always call you the people's champ. You always continue to prove me correct. But how are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing real good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. For me, this news that happened yesterday is the best thing. You know, controversy sells, so everyone's on pins and needles because of the huge upset. Everyone's referencing it to Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. I mean, I know that Buster Douglas was a 42-1 dog, so I don't think it was that big of an upset. But for you, do you feel there was that big of an upset? Because Anthony Joshua was linked to you. This was meant to be your super fight.
I mean, it was a big upset. I don't know what to compare it to. But it was, I'm not thinking about comparing it to anything. I just stay in my zone and focus on my own career and what's in front of me as far as my career and me building the legacy in boxing, And I know for sure this was a big upset, but I also understand this is boxing, though. Boxing give it to you in all types of ways. You just never know what's going to happen in that ring, and that's why I love this sport so much because, man, it just different weathers in the sport. You don't know what the condition is going to be at what certain point of time, especially when it may look a certain way, and then it turns out to be a whole nother situation. And man, we got to take our hats off and congratulate Andy Ruiz for being the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. Man, I'm proud of him.
Now on Friday, you had called me. And we were talking, and you said you thought he was going to win. I'm like, man, Deontay hating. I honestly didn't think this dude could win. I'm just being real. I'm like everybody. We judged him by his, a book by his cover. We judged the fights. I went back and watched the Parker fight. I argued with you. I was like, D, he ain't let his hands go in the Parker fight. How did you think he did this? You think it was Ruiz? Or do you think it's like some people are saying that Joshua was flat, that the pressure got to him, or that, he gassed out?
Well, I think it was a multiples of things. I mean, first off, you got, Ruiz. He's a good boxer. I had him winning against Joesph Parker, but he got nice movement. He can move his head. He got one thing about him. He got great hand speed in trying to counter in punches. And we know that Joshua is not the fastest, nor does he move his head, the smoothest out of the division. And he's right there for the be punched. And, we know this. And we also know that style makes fights in boxing. This is the golden word, that style makes fights, and it's so true. And Ruiz's style was perfect for Joshua, and like he said, he'd been studying him. He out of all three of the top guys, he was the one that he wanted because he felt like his style, was made for him, and he proved it, to everybody. Looks are deceiving. I always say that I'd rather be the part than look the part, and I say that's for specific reasons because last night. It proves it even proves my theory even more right. I'd rather be the part than look the part. Looking like you can do something or be something, that don't mean nothing. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. Only so far until you run into somebody that don't care. And I don't care, how big you are or how strong you may look or what's your attitude up on the situation. Ruiz came to upset. He spoke it, he believed it, and he received it. Even more so when I speak, people just got to listen. He was very confident in what he was going to be able to do, his ability. But also, it was a lot of pressure for Joshua. We know that, especially with me starting off as they call it the three-head dragon. I was up first. Joshua now Fury is going to be next. And I set the stage high. I was a hard act. They're going to be followed. But you already know that's, I display a lot of power. I display a lot of excitement when I step in the ring. And we all know my main goal is to knock your head off. But I come from a struggle. I come from a hard place to keep that grind, in me, to keep that motivation, that will to win, that hunger. You're going to really have to kill me to beat me. And I literally mean that. I use that word a lot, but this is a brutal sport, man. When more and more people understand and get involved in it and understand that as a fighter, when you get in there, your mindset got to be different. It just has to be, And when you get someone in there that has so much pressure on them, he even said that he wished that he hoped that I don't knock Brazil out as fast as he did. See, he was already worried about the wrong things, worried about so much competition. He got to do this, he got to do that. When you got to fight, you can't worry about the outside stuff. And the fans is the cause for that too, because I know they big things up, they talk things up, they can and they put pressure on the guy. I don't think he's built for that. He's not mentally strong enough. Everyone has their percentages on how mental boxing is or how physical it is. For me, it's 96% mental and 4% physical. You must have the mindset to know that you are who you are. That's why I say the things that I say, because I really believe in what I say. I don't have to have no one else to back me up or say what I am and what I'm not, because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to get in the ring and I'm going to have to perform, no matter how many hype men that I have, no matter how many promoters I have to try to talk slick and say certain things. At the end of the day, you can only say so much until that product has to get in the ring and display itself. Now, either two things can happen. He can fail or he can succeed. And tonight we seen that he failed, and it was a big upset.
So, Deontay, you think that he takes the rematch? We're assuming that there's a rematch clause in place. We're assuming it's supposed to happen in the UK. These are all the rumors that we're hearing, but are you looking at AJ as a fighter and what you're seeing on TV? Did his language, his body language indicate that he's going to take that rematch?
Man, to be honest, I don't see him taking this rematch. I think he got 7 months to take this rematch. He got into December. And I don't think he want to take it no more. He's mentally weak. The last person that needed a sports psychologist was Mike Tyson. That was early in his career. And when I read that he had to do that, man, that was red flags right there. The pressure, the building up on him. It's a lot to be a champion. Most of all, it's just a lot to be a champion. There's a lot that come with it, and you can make it better or for worse for your career. You can talk a lot of shit like I do, but you can back it up as well. I walk it like I talk it. But you also can have those that talk a lot, but they ain't gonna be able to be the one that display the action. They just bigging you up. They only talking for you, and now you start all this controversy out here, and people believe in every word you say, and now it's up to that person that even said a word to have to prove what this guy has said about me and putting me out there like I'm the baddest man in the world, And now he had to go in and perform for. But Joshua quit in that ring. I went back and looked at it because some people want to argue that he didn't quit, and that's my people ask me, are you upset? That he messed up the money? I'm like, Money don't. The money ain't. You know, money. Love of money is the root of all evil. It ain't the end all be all for me, man. I'm like I keep telling people, I'm blessed, beyond blessed in my life. I have a great family, bro. I have loving peoples around. Like I'm blessed. I wake up happy every day. You know. So you know, I am building for generation wealth. But money is not everything for me because when you grew up without it and you know how to survive without it, you know, it ain't everything. You know, because even if you don't have it, you know how to carry on about your day. You know how to go. You know, but this guy quit in the ring. The referee said when he picked up his mouthpiece, that was another indication that it was about to go. He got up. First thing he went and walked to the neutral corner. That buys you more time. You're trying to get more time in there. And the referee said, hold up, this is not a break. This is not a break. But he still keep going. The referee said, are you ready to fight? He's shaking his head, but he's still looking for his corner. Are you ready to fight? He put his hands up on top of the rope. That's another indication that I don't want to be here no more. The referee said, come fight. He didn't respond. When a fighter is unresponsive, and not showing no indication that he want to proceed on with the fight, then he won't do nothing. His body language showed that he didn't want it. And I said all that to say this: as a champion, he quit. It wasn't like a challenger quitting towards a champion. It was a champion quitting towards a challenger. And when your mindset is like that you want to say you don't want to quit, even if you don't say it by your words, your body language said it. Oh, you didn't want to continue. I don't think he want that rematch. He quit. Andy made him quit. And I can't see him taking that rematch. He'll have to prove me wrong. I hope he listens. Just like I motivated Fury to come back. I want to motivate him to come back and do the same. But I don't think he's going to take that rematch because he's not mentally strong enough to handle the situation, the pressure. I don't even care where they go. They can go to England. The place ain't going to be the situation. It's the mindset of the fighter. And when your mindset is weak, you ain't gonna be able to. Your mind is like the motor to your engine. If you can't get that right, it ain't gonna be able to move. It ain't gonna be able to go. It ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Your mindset is everything. That's what the belief is. That's what you believe that you can do this. No matter what, I believe I can win. I can believe without a doubt, no matter what people may say about me. And when you lose that, how can you do anything? When you lose your mindset, faith ain't even alive without belief. Shit, you ain't who you are if you don't believe it. Your name ain't what your name is if you don't believe it is. The mindset is everything in this sport, and he'll have to just prove me wrong. That's to see that he wanted. But his body language, even in the press conference, it just seemed thrilling to me that he really wanted to do it. Get this rematch. So, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I could be reading it wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. And we'll see what happens. But I think even if he take it again, I think Andy beats him again.
So Deontay, if let's hypothetically assume you're right, he doesn't want the rematch. And wow, I had no clue he has until December to decide. So does that leave Andy to take some voluntaries, or does Andy have to sit around till December till he decides?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Andy Power works. I know they got like 7 months to make this thing happen. So I don't know what it says as far as what Andy can do, or do we have to wait, or what? I'm assuming he have to. He got to get Joshua the opportunity to respond. So I think he does have to wait. It's in contract. And I mean, I would assume, and if he doesn't, if he's not responsive to the fashionable time and date, then he's pleased to do as he wish, So, but Joshua and them talking about fighting in November, December anyway. But I don't see him taking that fight, man.
So if it goes your way and he doesn't take the fight, does that change anything for you, or are your plans still full steam ahead?
Yes, my plans is still full steam ahead. Even when I get these guys out the way, I'm looking to fight myself at the end somewhere at the end of the year, maybe. And after I fight that, you know, if Joshua don't respond, then I'm sure Andy is gonna probably fight a voluntary fight. You know, I don't think he's, you know, I don't think it's gonna be nothing where he's trying to run and fight me as soon as possible. I think he'll probably take maybe a I wouldn't say a voluntary fight or something like that. And then after that, you know, who knows what'll happen. You know, so you know, it's gonna be interesting. That's why I love this sport, man. It's when you think it, when you think it's going one way, man, and one night of fun can change everything, man. One night of fun, and I love this sport because it's like that, man. You just never know. You can't count nobody out. You know, you don't look past nobody in this sport. That's why I say I don't look past you, but I do look through you. I window shop a little bit because it motivates me to see what the next step is for me. And if I accomplish this, this is where I'll be next. So I never underestimate no one. I don't look past them, but I definitely look through them.
If Ruiz beats him again, is AJ Wilder done because AJ's done, or you think that fight just doesn't make sense if Ruiz beats him twice? Like, what's your thoughts, or do you still want to get your hands on him for the you know, the back and forth that you guys have had?
Hey man, look, it's the heavyweight division, and we all know in the heavyweight division it's very small. You know, it just made Joshua a player in the sport. You know. Not as a champion, but still as a challenger, you know. And he's on the road to have to build himself back up, especially if he loses twice. He really gonna have to build himself back up. So that just leaves people with another fantasy of what would have happened if them two would have fought. So now he will have to build himself up upon losing again. So I don't, you know, I think with that being said, that he's still gonna be a player in the game. I mean, you know, just because you lose doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean that's the end of your career. So, you know, so many guys have tried to follow the motto of Floyd. You know, Floyd he became super lucky. He was blessed during the time and the era that happened for him. You know, if the heavyweights never fell off at that time, Floyd would have never got that opportunity to start off Floyd. We got to remember Floyd being a champion every, 96? It was a very long time until he finally got his big break. A very long time, and God blessed him with the opportunity, and he ran away with it. All those years he was marinating, he was just learning, planning, and when he got that opportunity, he knew exactly what to do with it, especially with the people that was around him. They knew exactly what to do with it, you know? So you know, it's still time. You know, we'll see what happens. It's not over for him. That's how you become 2-time, 3-time, 4-time champion. People always worry about you have to stay undefeated to go places. That's not always necessarily the case, because we know for facts that there have been more guys that with losing records have fought for titles than guys with winning records. And it's crazy. This sport's backwards. You know, all the guys that lose get all the opportunity back again to fight. And it's crazy how it works like that. But we'll see what happens, man. You know, I'm always wishing everyone luck, no matter what I may say in my heart. I still wish them luck. I'm still in this sport. I'm still in the division, and I still want great fights to come out of this division and give people, you know, great fights. That's all I want. So I'm not counting them out as far as me and him would never fight, you know. But we just move on. We just still continue on with our plans of what we're doing.
All right, so you made a few announcements, and just want to see, have you gotten any updates to those announcements? You announced your fight with Luis Ortiz and with Tyson Fury, but we don't have any dates. We don't have any locations. And your fans, you know, boxing is a little bit difficult on its sport, you know, on its fans, because, like, we got to wait till last minute to buy flights and buy tickets to get to these locations. So what could Deontay Wilder tell us at least about Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder? When and where? What seems to be lukewarm if you don't have a definite date?
I can't say. I'm not for certain on the actual date, but I know it's going to be somewhere at the end of the year. That's for sure. Maybe around September, maybe in between September and November. somewhere up in there. We're still, working and figuring it, putting everything together, But when everything is done, it will be announced, and it will be announced in a fashionable manner where people, can go ahead and do whatever they have to do to be there to witness greatness again.
Now, we've had listeners say, Ortiz wasn't the fight that they wanted. They wanted Joshua. Obviously, what happened with Joshua happened. But since we got Ortiz, can we get it in Atlanta? Can we get it somewhere, in the South that makes sense? Even back home, are you going to bring it back to Birmingham or Alabama? Or rather, Alabama is Birmingham.
We got a lot of locations we're looking at, and we're definitely looking at Atlanta. We're just trying to figure out some, dates that right now with Atlanta, they're not having dates that's available, that when we're planning on doing. So we're still trying to work some out with that. But let's see, because I really want to do a show in Atlanta, and I will do a show in Atlanta. Like, when the time is right, I'm trying to make the time now. I'm gonna move all around. We can only do one. We can go one step at a time and try to get things going. And for sure, I like to travel. I like to go to different cities, especially ones that hasn't had fights there in a long time. And people can rest assured, that I'm gonna get in their state or whatever, especially in the South. I got a lot of places that I want to do, even outside the country, So we're just working, and I just like people to bear with me on certain things that I'm doing, and me and my team are doing. We're working hard and trying to please everyone. We understand that we can't please everybody. It's too many people, but we're trying to. It's an impossible task, but we're gonna try our best to do so. And if we come short, then forgive us and please enjoy the show, because I'm definitely going to give you a great performance. I'm going to give you an exciting show, one that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And if we don't make it happen this time, we're hoping and pray the next time. And if not that time, the next time before that. Long live the heavyweight division, and it's going to be amazing, for the future. Just imagine how far we've came in the heavyweight division, and the heavyweight division have came. The fighters and the division, it is amazing right now. It's on fire, and it's exciting at this point, and it's so many things going on. These belts are losing hands. The only belt that's contending in place, that's in the perfect place is with the WBC. My belt, it ain't going nowhere. All the other belts has been it's been like a redhead stepchild. It's been all over the world. Different places. It's like an adoption belt. It's just traveling to different families at this point in time. But that what makes it exciting, though. That what makes it the sport so interesting, especially the heavyweight division, because these belts are switching hands so often, and you just never know who would be the next champion. You just never know. And I'm just happy to be in here, man. I just can't wait for to get these next two fights out of the way, to furthermore prove I am the man in the heavyweight division. I beat both of these guys, in my opinion, strongly knocked them out, especially Ortiz and especially Fury, with Fury, the referee saved him. He said he got cheated in his country, but I beg to differ. The referee saved him. And his words of, I didn't go off the rules of boxing. I went off of the spirit. I did what was best for the sport. What did that mean? But, hey, I ain't crying about that. I'm not complaining. God is good, and he lined these up again, and here we go at it again. We run it back in this country. And in boxing is exciting. This is what makes it a great, great sport. I know fans don't get it when they want, and because this sport will do it to you like that. This sport will make you want things right now. I don't want to wait. I don't care about how much money a fighters make or whatever. At the end of the day, fans don't really care, although they talk about it. But at the end of the day, who cares what the money they're going to make, because it ain't coming to you. And if a fighter go broke, it ain't like you gonna help him out, pay his bills.
when he done took less of what he know. You know, you just want to see the fight, and that's just it. So you'll say anything, you'll do anything to get the fight done. But we look at it differently. But the division is in great hands, man. I can tell you that for sure. We got great plans coming, and the fans would not be disappointed.
Now, D, I've been checking your record just to see where this question would lead us, because do you like fighting in December? You know, the last time you fought in December, you came in at 209. You know, you could hear yourself on the weigh-in on Showtime saying that, you know, you're sick, you didn't want to take your jacket off for the weigh-in. Is it too cold that time of year? And when I check, you haven't really fought too many times. I think only another 2 other times, and not with that level of opponent. Is it good to fight in the winter?
I mean, there's been many times, no matter what the month is, I've came in with something injured on me, not being 100%. There's only a few times where I've felt really good. You know, that was in, you know, first start of my, you know, first 15, 16, 20 fights in my career. You know, I felt great. You know, I'd say all the way leading up to the title fights, I would feel great, you know. Although I had other problems, broke my hands in 2010 before the fight and all that. But as far as my immune system, you know, and it seemed like, you know, my immune system would get low at times. It allowed me to get sick or whatever, or, you know, my metabolism would be so high. Maybe I wasn't eating properly or being able to have enough energy and have my body built up enough to be able to fight off certain things. I learned a lot my last camp. You know, I hired another nutritionist, and she was amazing. You know, and and I had a sports doctor. We broke down my body, even down to the fats in my body, how strong my bones are, everything. We did the whole 9 on me, and I learned a lot, and I was able to be able to build my immune system up the last fight, and I felt amazing. I haven't felt that way in a long, long time, and I think I found, you know, a certain method will help my body be able to be the strongest when it's time for me to fight. Because that night of the fight, nobody in the world can beat me. You know, I don't believe they can beat me anyway, but in that night, me feeling like that, nobody has a chance. You know, I felt amazing. And, you know, we were celebrating because I was so dedicated to my craft. I was dedicated to training, and I had to do the right things. I think, you know, eating all the meals, I was eating 6 meals with 3 proteins, you know. And I'm not usually a big eater like that, you know. I'm not a big food lover like that. But I dedicated myself. I had to sacrifice some stuff and just eat. I can't tell you right now what food tastes like what. You know, I was eating so much I had to cram this stuff down. It's like, and my body was like, man, like it was tough. It was tough just trying to find a regimen of eating and gaining the weight and stuff like that. But it all worked out, and we got a somewhat idea of what it takes for my body to be healthy. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. You know, many a times I've fought with broke hands, 3rd-degree burns, torn biceps, and still fighting. That's just me. I'm a warrior. No matter what I feel like, even if I'm sick, like, I don't make excuses. You know, I go in there and do what I got to do, you know. and that's the sign of a true champion, a true person that has started from the ground, from the very bottom. You know, you're gonna really seriously have to injure me in the ring for me to stop, because I've came too far, man. I've came from nowhere, and it's gonna be hard to get me to go back there. And that's what the sport is all about, man. Having guys that been in that place, that have been in that dark place and have to fight themselves out. And once they fight themselves out, they ain't going back. I see my past is in my rearview mirror. It's not coming back. I'm a strong-minded champion. I feel I'm the best in the world. I'm the best on the planet. Until I get beaten, then I'll forever feel that way. I'll forever speak it, believe it, and receive it.
So, D, when you announced the Dominic Brazil fight, you told us he's not a pay-per-view fighter. This ain't a pay-per-view fight, so I'm not putting this on pay-per-view for the fans. So I need to ask, is Luis Ortiz a pay-per-view fight, or are you putting this on pay-per-view for the fans?
I think Luis Ortiz is a pay-per-view fight. You know, many people, you know, may say he's not because they look at his last performance, but you know, sometimes you have to look at the opponent that there's placed in front of you. Sometimes people only get, you know, they only get up due to the competition, and we all know when guys fight me, I'm just a different animal. I'm a different person that they train for. When they know they finna fight Deontay Wilder, it makes them get up in the wee mornings, in the wee nights. It makes them get up in middays, constantly thinking about, I got to go in there with this killer because that's what I am. I'm the most devastating puncher in the division, period, hands down. If I haven't proved it in 41 fights, then I don't know how many more fights it would take for me to prove it to you. You know, every man I face have tasted that canvas. I'm knocked out, no matter what the results have been. And I'm very dangerous, and I know that. And sometimes I sit back and think about if I had to fight myself, I feel some type of way because I know it will be a threat for me because I'll kill myself if I had to fight myself. And I ain't playing with that. You know, by now people ought to understand that I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I say them for a reason, and most time I say things, they come to pass. You know, I don't know what to say, you know.
So all right, so if it's a pay-per-view fight, are we going to Showtime, or are we going to put this on Fox so more people could see it like they did Earl Spence and Mikey?
We got a lot of things going on right now. We got a lot of things going on with networks and different things like this. Oh my God, the perfect time to be a heavyweight right now, especially a champion, man. It's a lot of shit going on, man. A lot of different stuff. A lot of money is being thrown around, and that's a blessing, man. You know, just to see it grow and where it was to where it is now. You know, and you know we're gonna go with the best. We're gonna go with the best option. You know, that's gonna suit us for this occasion. I love betting on myself because I can move freely. I love being able to move freely, being able to go to different networks and, you know.
So I got to jump in there.
And do it in different ways.
Because, you know, there's a lot of strong rumors indicating that you have a 3-fight deal with Showtime. That's what Eddie Hearns keeps pumping out. They're like, oh, I told you. That's why he didn't take the Joshua fight. Look at him. He just announced Luis Ortiz. Now he's announcing, you know, Tyson Fury. He's got a 3-fight deal with Showtime. They're probably going to co-promote Showtime and ESPN, but that's what I'm being told, that it's a 3-fight deal with Showtime. Those are Eddie's words.
Well, you know we can't believe Eddie, man. You know. So
you're still a free agent.
I don't even want to say nothing bad about the man at this because you know, I mean it's useless at this point in time, man. It's karma's a mug. You know, we've known he don't know what's going on over here. You know, you can hear things, you can all listen, but you don't know if it's true until it happened. He thought I was gonna fight Ortiz and then Kalnaki, right?
Yes,
and I just put who I was gonna do, you know. So he don't, you know, he don't know what we got going on. No, we don't have a 3-fight deal with Showtime. We don't have a fight deal with anyone. I'm moving as I please. That's the freedom that I love, to be able to do as I please, to go to any network as I choose. Nobody holds me down. I'm my own boss, and I love it. I love it. I'm in a position. I'm gonna work my ass to get to this position. And while I'm here, I know just what to do with it. So you know, if y'all don't hear it from me, then it ain't true. You know, I give it to you how I give it to you. I give it to you real, and you know, you can't believe him no more. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be hearing from him for a while now. He can stay out of the interviews now. You know, because you know, they already. You know, I don't want to say much more about them. May God be with them. Or whatever,
well, let's talk
you know,
about the Fury. Let's talk about the Fury fight because, you know, when you announced it on Instagram.
And what? And look, and one other thing. Let me get this out before we move on. Me talking about moving with my own career, I like betting on myself. Now, how many people thought it was stupid of me not signing with Dazn? How many, Nez? How many? Now, if I would have signed that contract, then I would have been stuck. I would have been the laughing stock in boxing, because now I would have been stuck to a contract where I still have to face him. Let's say it was 50-50, I still have to face him, and this wasn't even going to be a unification battle. It'd just be a voluntary fight. You know. But we decided to bet on ourselves, and we don't have to worry about that, man. See, people got to let us do us, man. You know, you don't understand what's going on. Just stay fans and let us do what we do. You know, well, I'm sorry to cut you off. I had to get that before we moved on. I just thought about, that situation.
So basically, no, because I got to break that down for the listeners. So basically you're saying, you would have signed to fight Joshua, but Joshua already had the Big Baby Miller fight in place. Big Baby Miller already was going to test positive. The replacement was already going to happen. The replacement was going to beat Joshua. Then the rematch was going to happen, leaving Deontay Wilder on Dazn to fight whoever, not named Joshua because he's busy in the rematch. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. Or he would, or whatever that if he would have been busy for the rematch, And now we even though those dates could have probably changed or something, but it wasn't, by him losing, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same because people already, know what, just off an assumption looking at that fight. Y'all know when I don't have to say it. You know it. People would have automatically know for sure. This man, Wilder's gonna knock him just like they saying now. The man quit, and if Ruiz can make him quit, just imagine somebody like me with my instinct, my killer instinct, at 6'7", the hardest hitting puncher in the division. Just imagine what would have happened, bro. And we got some type of tension against each other because of the, negotiation. And I don't have nothing against Joshua. It's just his people. It's his promoter. Then talk so much. Then put us through so much. And people don't wow, the class. You got to understand what I've been through. If you can't understand that, then you're not gonna assess the situation right. You're not gonna call the right play. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think the fight would be the same as him losing or I losing as if we both came this thing undefeated like we did. So we're going to see what happens, man. It's not over. I mean, he can come back and win his titles, but I think a lot of people are going to think I'm going to go in and beat him. I really believe that if he take that rematch, but I highly doubt that. He'll definitely have to prove me wrong. And if he do take that rematch, I definitely have Ruiz a strong possibility of winning that fight because of the mental problem. Joshua, he's gonna need. It ain't the training that it is; it's his mindset, and I'm trying to help him out because this man trains every day. He trains 24 hours a day. Even when he sleep, his tongue is doing push-ups, and I don't feel it's the training. I don't feel it's that part. I don't feel it's nothing with the boxing either. It's his mindset. He have to want it for himself. He have to believe in himself. He can't have hype men like Eddie to keep talking for him. I talked to Josh, and Josh said this, and Josh. Sometimes I know Josh don't say all those things, but Josh is the one that end up have to bagging that shit up that another man has said. That's pressure. But what you were saying about Fury?
I just wanted to know a little bit more about the Fury fight because it's like you announced it, and I was kind of waiting for Fury. Fury's a little prankster. I was kind of waiting for him to come out and say something against it, but he hasn't. And, no one hasn't really said anything but you. Like, why did they, why do you only get to announce it?
Because I'm the boss. Point blank and simple. I'm the boss. But Fury at this point, I don't blame him not saying nothing. He don't want to jump the gun. Right? Look what just happened. He got a whole fight coming up. I don't think he want to get involved in this right now. You know, he got to focus on what he got going on, because I knocked something out of Fury that night. Whether nobody want to believe it or not, this is the thing that I know. And we know that when I speak, bro, you got to take it into consideration at this point in time, because most of the time I speak, things happen, bro. I walk it like I talk it, and this ain't me being cocky. This is just facts now. At this point in time, this is facts. I ain't got to prove nothing else, but Fury got to make sure he still got it in him. I gave Fury a concussion. I knocked something out of Fury. He got to see. That's why he tried to run from this fight, whether people want to believe it or not. I know the facts. I'm in it. This is my career. This is what I do. I'm in it. We're in it. My team is in it. But unfortunately, the people that Fury is dealing with, whether Fury want to fight or not, he got to. if you can follow me, he has to, no matter if he wants to or not. And at this point, you know, it can be various of reasons why he ain't saying it. I mean, he got to stay focused. I'm going to take it as he's staying focused on this fight, and then once he do what he got to do with this fight, then he'll announce it. But I've already done it, so he ain't got to really announce it. You know, he ain't got to announce nothing. Contract's been signed, baby. Whether he say anything, you hitting it from me. And when have I let y'all down?
Never. But I mean, contracts being signed, that's good enough. You saying that? I'm just trying to see.
Damn right.
I'm just trying to see if somehow, you know, Deontay Wilder, the prophet, is true, and AJ doesn't take that fight, and Ruiz says, "Man, I don't want no sauce. I'm coming straight for the champ." Could you get that, or do you gotta wait because you got all this happening?
I mean, like I said, he got to see if Joshua wants that fight or not. And if he don't, and if Joshua don't want it, and then if you want to come straight to me, then we can get it popping.
But that's what I'm saying. Contractually, won't you be obligated to Ortiz and Fury? That's what I mean. Like,
I mean, I definitely will be with Fury for sure. But by Ortiz being on my same stable, you know, we can work something out. You know, we can work something out with both of them. You know, put them set-aside money for the time being. You know, it's a such thing. You know, we've done that before.
This is true.
So
this is true.
That's natural. You know what I'm saying? We ain't afraid to do nothing, baby. We the realest. We the truest in this division. We don't duck, dodge no one. We want the best fights to happen. If I wasn't interested in making the best fight happen, I wouldn't come back with two killers back to back again, bro. You know, again, putting my own line, which I care nothing for. That don't define who I am. You know, so it's just amazing, man. People if those that not appreciating me now, they will in the future. They will see what my work ethic and what I've done for this sport, man. I made it exciting, and you cannot not watch Deontay Wilder. You just can't. Even if you're a hater, you cannot not watch me, because you want to see if I'm gonna knock this guy out, and what fashion I knock him out, and what his body, what his body does upon me hitting him.
Nah, baby.
And that's facts. And I appreciate y'all for that.
So Champ, I know you know that everybody's a Monday morning quarterback, and you said you've already heard it. Everybody talking about, damn, the money got messed up, but I do think the church's money got a little messed up. So I need you to tell me, who do you think is $100 million fight for Deontay Wilder now?
Shit. Tyson Fury.
Well, I'm gonna say,
Tyson Fury,
I'm gonna give you a new plan.
Joshua,
I'm gonna give you this new plan. Check it out.
Joshua saying, what's that?
It's Ruiz. If you believe in Ruiz the way that you do, and he could go and win for real, we're talking about a Mexican-American heavyweight. We're talking about a dude that's from California, but he's still Mexican, so he bring the country. You know, Mexicans make up a big percentage of the residents here in the U.S., and that was always the formula for Floyd. Floyd's always done his highest pay-per-view sales with Mexicans. Canelo is a Mexican. Oscar De La Hoya was Mexican American. Those were the highest pay-per-views in boxing. Then obviously he did, McGregor and Pacquiao not being Mexican, but the formula has always been there, a black and Latino. If you see Mayweather, he fought Guerrero. He always made sure there was a Latino there. And this being the first Mexican heavyweight, I think a Wilder, if he can really beat AJ again and be given the time to build his name the way that you've been building your name, I don't think there is a bigger
How long
fight.
you talking now?
Damn, he's gonna need.
You mean building like I built mine? How long you talking after upon him beating Joshua again? 2 years?
Maybe a
3?
year. Maybe a year with that, not counting the Joshua fight. Maybe a year, not because maybe he could get 2 fights in a year, not counting the Joshua fight. So he rematches Joshua end of this year. Then you give him all of next year to do his thing and build his name. And then maybe 2021, yeah. If he could imagine he beats Adam Kanaki in the same fashion. In the meantime, you fighting Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury. I don't know. That's pretty big. I think.
What about the people that's already gonna already assume that I'm gonna get them out of there? Just although anything can happen. But we know that it only takes one punch from me to turn the fight around. But no matter how tired,
you hear me?
No matter how.
Yeah, we hear you, Enrique.
Wilder, what's up? It's Enrique Church. What's up, Ness? Yeah, yo. Last night I didn't even watch the fight. I watched it late. I rewatched it when I turned it on. Clarissa Shield was talking about it like it lost. I wondered about you immediately. I was like, damn, is Deontay Wilder bitter now that fight didn't happen for him first?
Of course not. You late in the interview, champ.
I know I am. I'm sorry for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a casual fan. I just want to know, in a different word, were you like, damn, I knew that could happen all this time? Yes?
I already said that.
Yeah, he said that.
Excuse me.
He picked Ortiz.
How you feel Gerald Miller feels right now? Did Gerald Miller feel like he messed up by doing the pads that they said he did, and he was like, damn, I could have took him legally?
I'm sure he is. I can't really tell you how he feels, but my best guess is yes. Although I don't like the guy at all, but I was looking forward to seeing him fight him and win. I wanted him to win. I do have a heart where I want to see people making it succeed, especially if they came from a situation like mine or similar. It don't have to always be, but I root for fighters in the sport because we come from a crazy place. As a fighter, you gotta have some type of background to do this. We crazy to be able to sign contract to get hit in the fucking face, to risk our life for other entertainment, whether they want us to make money or not. Y'all don't care whether we make money or not. You just want to see the fight, and that's scary. You don't care about us. You want to see what you want to see. And, so, but I wasn't, I wanted to see Miller really make it, and I think he would have gave up a great fight without being on those things that he was on. It was just a mindset. It was all in his head, but but you get used to doing what you're doing as well too, and that can take a deep role. So, but I've been telling people, man, about certain things, man, that I know for facts. People just, I don't know what it is about me and people listening and believing. I don't know what it is, and you never want to bring race in it, but you don't know. I say things because certain things I just know. I know a lot of people around. I get a lot of information. I don't go looking for it. It just comes. Certain people that do things for people, the source itself, the horse itself. I know, man, it's so much stuff, but I know a lot about a lot of fighters, and he ain't the only one. Miller's not the only one. I've been saying this, though. I've been seeing it. I know. The ones that give them to him said, they ain't my friends. They ain't our friends. We just here for the business. That sound about right, bro. It's just a fucked up situation. It just should be, I don't take no tolerance in PED in this sport because it's a dangerous sport. You finna hit me in my face. You finna hit me in my head, bro. Any given time, you can hit me certain type of way. Even I can go. You know, and it's dangerous. I don't care about sports like baseball, tennis, you know, cycling, you know, all these different things like track. You can take as much as you want. I don't care. You ain't putting physically harm to no one. But when it's like boxing or some type of combat sport, man, it's zero tolerance should be laid down in something like this. Zero tolerance. And that'll crack all these guys down for taking anything. Even just a little energy drink, they think something in that motherfucker. It's a dangerous sport, man. And I was rooting for him. I really wanted to see him win because of the situation that he could bring his family out of, just like Ruiz. I am so happy for him, bro. No matter what. So I'm not mad about the money and stuff like that because I got an amazing life, man. How much money can you make and how much can you spend before it's time for you to go? I'm building, man. I'm a great saver. My children as well, man. Trust fund, will, college fund, everything they have, property all over, man. I don't brag about the stuff that I have because I don't feel that I have to defend myself when you know the truth. When you know who you are and you know what you have, you don't have to defend yourself to prove to people the things that you have. You just let them assume.
Champ,
let's
talk a little
you
fighting.
going about your day.
Let's talk a little fighting because I heard you say that the people would automatically assume you would beat Andy Ruiz, and maybe that's true, but we assumed that Joshua was going to beat Ruiz, and he didn't. And what we do know is that a small man always makes a difficult fight for a tall man. So how would this fight be different between you and Ruiz than it was for Anthony Joshua? Because Ruiz was able to get on the inside and hit him with some shots in combination.
He studied Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
he did say he studied Mike Tyson for this fight.
Yeah, he was able to get, but like we said, man, it's the number one word in boxing, the golden word in boxing. Styles make fights. Styles make fights. You think I would have hit Ruiz like Joshua hit him? Do you think the fight would have been over or that would have been a game changer? You know I can use my jab. I'm great at using my distance and getting out the way. You know, although sometimes I get a little vulnerable because I take risks. But it's hard. I mean, I got a great chin now. Great chin. And I can, you know, how many people have you seen beat me up on the inside? Everybody has that theory of I'm going to just get in on it. It's not as easy as said than done when it comes to me. I'm a true king, bro. My mindset is true. I'm a true warrior. It's going to take more than just a game plan and to get me out of there. Because you know I'm dangerous not only through the first, but I'm also dangerous through the 12th. My power carries on not only through the first, but through the 12th. I'm just special, man, and that's just how I see it. You know, what Joshua went wrong in that fight, that he didn't use his jab like he's supposed to. But we always said that he never really had a jab, though. And if he knew how, you know, having great trainers and coming from the background that he's supposed to have came from, he's supposed to have known that. When little guys like that, short guys, 6'2", like I said, nobody will never beat me, you know, 6'5" and under, even if they 6'5". Yeah, I've always said that. Go back. Because, it's, you know, for me, smaller guys is way easier than taller guys. Smaller guys, they have to work just as much harder than I do trying to get in. And by the time they try to do all that shit, they tired, bro. I don't get tired, man. My breathing and my stamina is so superb, but I've mastered I've mastered the skill of my breathing. It's a technique. I can show you. I promise you it'll increase your stamina 20-30%. I know how to do that. I use, you know, so many different things, bro, man. And it's natural, all natural for me, man. All natural. I don't believe in cheating. I can't look myself in the eye, in the mirror, and say I am a champion, knowing that I did something wrong, that wasn't right of me, that allowed my body to do something that it says it's supposed to do, but I don't really know. You don't even know what the side effects come with this bullshit that these folks be taking, man. risk takers. Really, really, Miller was really on that I'm going to get rich or die trying type of shit. And, you know, that's scary, man. That's scary. I ain't with that. I ain't, you know. So I think it's the styles, man. My style is different. That's why Andy chose that he said he would love to fight Joshua out of all three of us, whether it was me or Fury, because he know that style. It was easier for him. That's even proof in the pudding. But, you know, at the end of the day, we all say things. I mean, it's all he say, she say, we say.
Man,
Wilder
versus Ruiz.
Then we have to play.
Wilder versus Ruiz, Cinco de Mayo 2021 is going to be a fiesta. Enrique, what you got for the champ before we let him go?
Nah, I mean, you know, I didn't even watch the fight live because I thought AJ would take it right away, you know, and it was his welcome to America fight, and he lost. So it was a bad welcome. I wonder if Deontay Wilder was somewhere saying, you know, AJ's going to take this fight. Was that your thought when the fight happened, or you answered that already?
He said he picked
No. I don't.
You picked Ruiz?
I gave Andy a great chance. I gave him a great chance. I was even telling Shelly, and all, and I like, man, me and Shelly was talking about it the day of the fight. I said, Shelly, for me, this is a 12-round fight. Don't be surprised. This is exact words. So you talk to him after. This is my exact words. So I said, Shelly, because Shelly thought it was like 6 rounds or something like that. But I said, because Shelly didn't know Andy like that. He, you know. And I said, Shelly, for me, this is a 12-round fight for me. And don't be surprised if Andy wins. And if he wins, what they're gonna do is gonna take him to England, and they're gonna treat him bad. I don't think it's gonna be right. They you know how to treat him bad, food, put him in the regular hotels, get him out of his game just to get those belts back. You know how they are, you know, over there. You know,
I saw that.
Captain's supposed to have been dead. Parker's supposed to have been dead, especially Parker, because he have stamina problems. Parker definitely supposed to have been dead. And if White would have, you know, step on the gas a little bit and stop being all over the place, he could have did it. You know, these were signs already there. Klitschko could have did it. Joshua was on the ropes. Fuck standing up being tired. This man gave you the indication, slow, lean back on the ropes. All Klitschko had to do was get in his face and start swinging over. It's over. And connected a couple of times. So the problem's still been there. But in England, you know, they protect him. They pay to protect him. They do something to protect him. We've seen it many fights. Those refs get in the way. And that's one thing I don't tolerate. You get in my way, some shit like that, man, you might well be fighting me too. Because somebody finna move. You don't get in front of grown men while they at work like that, talking about break it every time somebody getting close. I don't like stuff like that, man. So, I mean, it's a lot of scenarios we can look at in this situation, man. You know, but that's what makes this division so exciting. We don't know. We have
Deontay, you about to steal the Cinco de Mayo date for us next year?
Man, we definitely thinking about it, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm gonna put that out. Man, just thinking about it because you know, just know, man, that was you know, I thought about that. That'll be amazing. If Joshua don't fight, and you know, maybe I don't think he's gonna just jump right into me, but who knows? The kid is brave, bro. He got courage. He got heart. You know, he got heart. But what Mexican don't though? It's in their nature to have that. You know, they fight with their pride, just like we do. You know, and who knows? But I don't see him, you know, going straight in. I think he'll probably get another fight, and then shit, let's do it Cinco de Mayo. That'll be wonderful, man. That'll bring some attention. But I still feel people will watch it just to see, you know, how you know, thinking that I'm gonna knock him out and see how I'm gonna do it, in what fashion I'm gonna do it in. I still feel that way strongly. And
from the outside, go ahead. From the outside looking in, man, every time you have an opponent from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, Wilder got that. You know what I'm saying? Because you the champ and you like Mike Tyson, you bring that fear. Now, Andy Ruiz mentioned Mike Tyson style studied. You think you could beat Mike Tyson's style? Obviously you do, but how when people say, "Yo, he gonna fight Wilder like Mike Tyson"? What's your thoughts on that?
Mike Tyson had one of a kind style, man. I don't think nobody gonna be like a Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's mastered his style. He was an expert of his style. It's just like with me when I retire and go on. A lot of people will try to be like me. They will emulate me. They will, because what I've accomplished, and how long I've accomplished that, and how I've done it with these dramatic and knockouts in dramatic fashion. But I would be the one. I'm already one now with my style, unorthodox, untestable, unpredictable. You don't know when it's gonna come, but when it comes, bam, baby. Good night. So when you talk about a Mike Tyson style, you're talking about something that has to be studied hours upon hours of studying. Even Mike, it probably took him a while to just, get certain things. All right, this work, this don't work. It takes sometimes years to develop certain things. It just don't happen. People think you can just get this top trainer, that done had other fighters that have been successful and think you can get this fighter successful because I got the remedy. You may have the remedy to his style, but another guy can come in with a whole total different style that it may take him a little bit longer to learn this, or he may not feel comfortable with this type of way to do this or do that. Roy Jones' father tried to teach everybody how to fight like Roy, and you can't do that. It's like I got the blueprint, because my son was so successful. I got the blueprint, so I'm gonna give you the blueprint. You paying for my service. You paying for this blueprint. It's gonna work for you. And then somebody get in there and look crazy, like Kevin Price. When I fought him, he was under Roy Jones' dad, and Roy dad was teaching him how to fight like Roy. You can see it, but that wasn't for it. This guy was too tall to be fighting like that. And what happened? He got fucking knocked out. And that's just be like when you with a trainer, just like with Dominique, when it, got a new trainer, and like you can only learn so much in so much amount of time, especially if you're not used to it. It takes time. It takes a while. Not saying that you certain things you can't get down. Certain things going to be easier than others, but it's a difference between when you're doing it in training and when those big lights come on, those big cameras come on, and that bell say ding. Now it's time for some action shit. It's just like Mike Tyson said, everybody have a plan until you get fucking hit.
Champ,
when that leather hit you.
I wanted to ask your thoughts on that Errol Spence tweet from last night. While he was watching the fight, he put out, he better stay the hell away from the Bronze Bomber. He added you. Now, you think he's talking about AJ staying away from you, or is he talking about Andy Ruiz staying away from you? Because, he later says, like, the rematch for the bag. So he's obviously talking about AJ Ruiz rematch. So, it's not very clear if he's just solely talking about you. So do you think he's talking about the both? Like, keep both of them away from you?
I heard about that. I didn't even see it on my thing, but I heard about that, and I have to read it. I have to read it to see how he put it in context. I really don't know. There's something that you'll have to ask him. He probably looking at both of them. He know what I bring to this table, man. I love Earl, man. He's a great fighter, and he understands a lot of things, man. He knows what to look for. He's a big fan of what I do and how I do it, and my demeanor and what I say, and I'm real. He know I'm real. These guys know I'm real in this sport. So I don't know what he meant by it, but I'm gonna tell him he wanted anybody in the division, especially both of them. Stay the hell away from me, because I don't play no games, bro. I'm a different animal in this game. I'm different on the outside, but when I'm in the ring, man.
Well, Chad, I'm going to go ahead and cut you there, man. I know it's Sunday, man. Let you get back to your family. We want to thank you for coming on the show, obviously, man. We always appreciate you giving us some time. And our listeners, man, we appreciate you giving us your reaction and all your thoughts to yesterday's events. Wish you the best with Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury. Can't wait for some announcement dates. Can we hypothetically assume you'll be in camp for September?
It's all I mean, like I said, we got between.
I'm trying to hold the next border wars in Alabama, man, because, you know, we need to bring it to the champ since the champ too busy.
How about as soon as I know we're getting something close, I'll let you know.
There you go. There you go. Well, you already know, man, at this time, give out any social media for those crazy enough not to be following the heavyweight champion of the world can do so.
Hey, to all my fans, man, I just want to tell you that I love you guys so much, man. We have been through so much together, you know, and we've overcome the storm, you know, and we're happy as we could ever be, you know, in our lives, you know. God is good. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys for the support, the love that you gave me, the encouragement that you gave me, just sticking by me, you know, through thick and thin, through the happiness and the sad times, you know, and the depressed times of my career. Many things I couldn't have done without you guys because you guys motivate me in so many different ways that you don't even know just by your words. Your words alone encourage me. Although I'm always inspiring and encouraging people because I love all people, not only just my people, but I love all people. And I want to see everyone make it. I want to see everyone do well. I want to see everyone, you know, display their greatness. For I always say everyone has greatness in them, but greatness is only determined by service. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. Here we are. We're coming, man. And I do it for you guys, not only just for my family, but for you guys as well, too. For bragging rights, for the right to say y'all had the baddest man on the planet, whether you're from this country or you're from another country. All loves are welcome, all positive energy, positive speaking, and positive believing. And when we combine all those together, we can only have positive results. And if you want to follow me and you're not following me, all my handles is at Bronze Bomber. And I'll see you guys there. But other than that, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Love you, TBV. Appreciate you guys. I'm always here. You need me, baby. The realest champion in the business to this day. And I'm out, baby. Peace.
Thank you, brother. There you have it. Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber. We're going to go out to our mastermind, Joesph, on the boomerang. Talk to me.
Yo, first of all, I'm super excited. I really hope he fights in November so we can get that Border Wars in Burma. So fingers crossed for that. Appreciate you asking that, man. And, hey, man, you know what? The super fight is him and Tyson Fury, especially coming in the rematch. You know, there's so much intangibles. There's so much to be built from that. Because traditionally, you're going to say the boxer always wins the rematch, comes back better. But in this situation, Deontay Wilder has that power, man, that one shot that changes everything. It breaks tradition almost. You know, I do think Fury didn't take the immediate rematch to brush up on his defense to get better, and quite frankly, to take to recover his head better.
90
because
seconds.
If you take big shots like that in such a consistent basis, it'll wear you down quick. And hell, AJ's proof of that. He's been getting rocked in his last few fights, and it started to show. But you know, the Wilder Fury rematch is just that's what's enticing about it, man. I don't know which way to lean on it. I'm a Wilder fan, but I also like Fury, and I'm a fan of the traditional boxer, you know, of the guy that got the defense, that has the ring generalship, the skills.
60 seconds.
Who doesn't love power? So it's definitely going to be a crazy thing. We'll see when that happens, and I definitely think that if Ruiz can get past the AJ rematch, get a victory lap, I know people would want it immediately, but the man would deserve a victory lap and realistically probably take one. Take a 2020 victory lap, and then Cinco de Mayo 2021. I definitely feel like they could push Canelo right off that date. By that time, the Mexican fans will be firmly behind Andy Ruiz, especially like we said, you know, put him against Arreola at the Staples Center, make it a big deal, make him as big of a star as you can, and then put them right there in Vegas on Cinco de Mayo weekend. It'll be a huge fight. That's the easy 1.5 million buys right there. But appreciate you giving the chat out, asking questions.
10 seconds.
That's my call, man.
Joesph, thanks for calling in. We going out to Mastermind NO on the Boomerang. Talk to me.
Yeah, Ness, brother. See that shit I be talking about right there, dog. The champ called in, man, and he talked to the people, man. AJ, see, bro, AJ, like, I'm gonna tell you, like Wilder, like, he like Young Jeezy and Meek Mill and, you know what I'm saying, like Ruiz and them, like them cats you can put your hands on, like AJ, like Eminem. Like, you know what I'm saying? That you don't never, he living in a bubble. You feel me? The real champ, man, he talk to the people, man, and he hold it down, man. He from the streets like us. You know what I'm saying? You got to kill. You heard what he said? You got to kill him. He not about to stand up and hold the rules, dog, and be looking at his corner. What you looking at the corner for? They can't do nothing. Man, you get in there, man, and you get knocked out, you get knocked out. You done came all the way from way overseas, thousands of miles to come here and quit. Man, you crazy, man. See, that's that shit I'm talking about, man. Dude in the box. That's why he came for the boxing voice. Why he ain't never did an interview, Ness? Why you can't talk to him? You don't want to do nothing but ask him some questions. You scared of some questions. You know what I'm saying? But this day champ, though. What do you care at? Y'all take one loss, we don't hear from y'all, man. Man, America's not like that, man. We in there. We know what's happening in the boxing voice. We on this shit right after the fight, and we on this shit the next time we have our regular flagship shit. Man, that's my call, man. Stand up, man. Take your L and stand up like a man with your chest out, man. Fuck all that whole ass shit. You dig? Man, shout out to the Bomb Squad, man. Real champion in the building, man. That's my call.
Bomb Squad! We going out to Ali in Dago.
Ali Boumbaye, Ali Boumbaye. Thank God that nigga seen another day.
I told y'all. Tell him, Mike. Didn't I pick Ruiz?
You did.
Let's go.
It was only a few of y'all. That's why I remember.
Yeah. I just knew it, man. I always knew AJ was very vulnerable against smaller fighters like Takum, and I knew that Ruiz was a better fighter than Takum. So I knew he was going to knock him out, but that's all I got to say. And shout out to the champion, Deontay Wilder, and happy birthday, Ness. That's my call.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate the birthday wishes. Thanks for the call. Rod, North Carolina, talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What up?
Hey, I appreciate the show, man. I remember way back when it was you and Matt. I've been listening to y'all for a while, and I remember saying, you know, one day, Ness, you're gonna have a direct plug to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. It's so nice that he comes on, you know what I'm saying, and he shares, you know, time with you guys. I admire that in a champ. That's what you call a people's champ. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, I'm so happy y'all plugged in with Deontay Wilder and we get to hear him. I wish it was some kind of way that we can get the whole nation on TBV so when he comes on, everybody can hear this. Because I think a lot of people have a misperception about Deontay and they need to hear this when he come on your show. So, I appreciate y'all for doing that. One more thing I need to say. Al Heyman is playing chess and everybody else is playing checker. I'm telling you. I don't think Joshua gonna take that rematch. I really don't. What the champ said tonight is the same thought process I had. I don't think Joshua gonna take the rematch, and if he do, I still think Al Heyman might be able to work something out where Ruiz ain't gotta go to the UK. I really believe that. So I'm gonna sit back and watch Al Heyman work. And like I say, shout out to y'all, man, and the people in the UK. Eddie Hearns, y'all get hold of Eddie Hearns. Tell Eddie Hearns to let Anthony Joshua come on the TBV. It might help his profile in America more than anything. Because he laid an egg yesterday. Come on the TBV, Anthony Joshua, and you might get your profile up. We might understand you a little bit more. Because to me, you chumped out last night. You quit. That's my call.
You know, Earl Spence felt like the last two callers. Earl Spence tweeted Let me just get the right tweet. Anytime you look at your corner, you know what that means. Huh? Oh, damn, I keep forgetting. Mike, you better buy a mic tomorrow, man. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. He just hit like a mime or a meme. No, it's a mime, but we need to make a meme out of him. Let's get out to Vito in Malaysia. It's bright and early over there, champ. How you doing?
Morning, Ness. Good morning. My time. It's 10 a.m. here, and happy birthday once again. Now let me just go straight to the point. First things first. AJ did quit. Yeah, he quit. That's a fact. No one can deny that. He quit. And AJ, at the end, your team, if you're listening to this, tell AJ to cut that vegan shit out. Cut that vegan shit out. You're heavyweight. Cut that shit out. Seriously. That vegan shit, you're a boxer. You know, it doesn't work. Vegans
All right. We're going to go to cruise control. Talk to me.
Peace. Shout out to TVB, man. Shout out to the TBV. Happy birthday, Ness.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. This shit was crazy last night. Shout out to King Wilder as well. Ortiz taking those straps, bringing that shit back to America.
Ruiz.
Listen, man. Just like what Ruiz. Yeah, pardon yourself. Just like Eno said, man. You the champ, but you don't be reaching out, AJ. You had all this opportunity to come to these hoods in America, reach out, you know, show love to the fans, but instead you wanted to hide behind Eddie, you know. You fought in the biggest arena in New York City, and you fucked it off. You know what I'm saying? Which is good, because, you know, I'm spiteful too, the fact that it wasn't Wilder, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, again, shout out to Ruiz for taking those belts. The rematch, nah. It's going to be more pressure for him to fight in the UK. I would like to see Ruiz in the UK, but actually, man, I would prefer him to fight in the Staples Center in LA. Bring that shit home and keep that shit home, man. Yo, that's all I got to say, man. Peace. Shout out to the TBV. Keep up the good work, Ness. Long time no hear from. I'll be back. One.
Appreciate it, Cruise Control, man. Always enjoy listening to alumni's call in, man. Always good to hear the people that were there from the beginning, supporting, believing in the movement, still around listening to it. We got some super chats. We got SG Pass. Ruiz reminded me on Saturday night what I love about the sport of boxing so much. I can't tell you how happy I am that Ruiz dethroned King AJ. Alexander, after watching Ego's 7 Reasons Ruiz Can Win, I placed a bet on the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 5th, 6th, 7th, 9th, and 11th. I won. Holy shit. I won $3,530. Shout out to you, Alexander. Damn. To this day. We got super chat from Jordan Baker. Jordan Baker, shout out to Jordan Baker. Heavy participant on our Patreon posts every day. Jordan, I read everything, all right? Because not only do I see it on Patreon, I get the email notifications as soon as you drop it. Jordan Baker says, Eddie always gets these unknown refs that never refed big fights, hoping they will jump in for AJ, but it went the other way on them. Why not get a Jhack Reese? AJ quit, my dude. He's not cut right. Fresh Tortillas on a super chat. Bomb Squad! And that probably cracked everybody's ears. Fresh to Don, Bomb Squad. Shout out to Tony Harrison, Detroit. Stand up, boy. Would you? Boxing Genius just showing love. NO and NO saying AJ not from the roads. You heard? Christopher Knight just showing love. Mastermind Joesph in Texas saying, great idea, Ness. Wilder versus Ruiz, Cinco de Mayo 2021. I like it, man. You got to build it. You got to build it. Yeah, our reaction, I wouldn't call it viral, Mike. It did? I wouldn't call it viral. Like, I mean, a milli is viral, man. I can't wait for that day. But yeah, we getting heavy traction on the immediate reaction. People liking it. That's what I said in the beginning of the show. That's one of the first videos that's ever gotten that much positive response. Like, I'm shocked that no one isn't taking shots. It's all love. They really love the reaction. You know, I really wish we could always do the reactions like that, but Mike's gonna have to move to the East Coast, man. It's just a little expensive over here. I wish I could afford to make him a fucking wheelchair accessible apartment right around here, but shit, I ain't got the bread. But we gonna get him over here. We gonna get him. Because it was dope, man. It was dope. Shout out to JD in Texas. Probably flying or not. I know he was gonna take a flight and then he didn't. I don't know. Vito, finish up your call. Skype crash. Talk to me.
Yeah, so like I was saying, AJ didn't use his jab as he should have, and that's it. And amongst the heavyweights, now, what people are overlooking is the fact that amongst Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Dillian White, the only person I would say has a pass, that has a free ride, is Tyson Fury. That's the only person that's going to have an easy fight. Oscar, watch out for possible upset against Dillian White. Oscar Rivers is no joke. You watch out for that.
It's unfair to say that. Schwartz and Fury are about the same. Schwartz and Ruiz were about the same in terms of underdogs. Ruiz was almost a 22-1.
Ness, we are both had. Come on, you know better. Watch both of them fight. I knew for the.
Vito. Even if you believe what you're saying, you didn't call in here and say it. You didn't call in here and say.
No.
Let me finish so that the listeners are clear on what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You didn't call in ever to say, "Hey, Ruiz is good. Ruiz is gonna make a good fight. Oh, this is a dangerous fight. Hey, don't sleep on this fight. Hey, don't sleep on. Hey, don't judge him by his cup." No, we all overlooked him.
No, that was, listen, if you go back to the show, you listen to what I said. I said, watch out for the possible upsets. And then I remember you put on that sound bite like, whoa, I said, watch out for the possible upset. And if anything is going to happen, like if AJ is going to win, it could be a late stoppage. That's what I said.
All right, man. I don't know. I mean, I remember Decatur, Georgia. But look, I'm not going to argue with you. If you believe you said that, I mean, I'm sure you did. I have a bunch
It's
more
on
stuff
record.
to remember.
You can check. It's on record.
I hope you would have put money on it, man. All you guys, you see, I didn't believe in Ruiz could do it. I came on this show Thursday, told you I met his father, told you I met his lawyer, his manager, his mom, his girl, and I still didn't believe he was going to do it. All you guys are now believing that, you telling me that you believed it. You should have put money because he was a 22-1 dog. Should have made some money. All right, is that it? Okay, let's go to Mastermind, pound for pound, R&V, what up?
Yeah, it was good. There's only been one person that I actually believe that they believe in Ruiz. That person that put in super chat. If you didn't win over $2,000 or $1,000 or at least $500, I don't believe that you believe in Ortiz. That whole they let me put the bet in crap. Hell no, you'd have put that bet in early because that fight was big enough to be on the betting line. So I don't believe nobody that talking about they believe in him, but they didn't win no goddamn money because he sound like a fool. But man, I don't know if I need a history lesson, but has any UK guy that finally came over to America actually proven himself? I mean, other than Lennox Lewis, but I mean, kind of Canada. So where you guys actually got that heart that come over here and beat Americans up like that? Because I mean, like they talk like they got champions, but I don't ever see them.
Callum Smith, man.
All right, that's what you go with then. Congratulations, UK. Jhack, Khan, please don't not be in the chat no more. Elms, please make sure you continue to talk. And also slave room boxing, slave matchroom, whatever they want to call themselves. It'll be wise for a boy to leave, Dylan White to leave Eddie Hearn as soon as possible and go to ESPN because that is a sinking ship. Sinking ship.
Yo, I'm glad you brought up Dillian White. Yo, you gotta love Dillian, man. The only issue I got with Dillian is what Wilder said. He's like, yo, he had the opportunity to sign. He could have got a one-fight deal. He could have signed with Heyman. He could have got a one-fight deal. Whatever Dillian wanted, he could have got. He ain't take it. But damn, is he a good troll? Like, yo, Tyson Fury came out and he said something nice to Ruiz, something like, hey, I mean, not Ruiz, but Josh was like, hey, normally we go back and forth and give each other shit, but it's like, yo, you're a star, you're going to get back up, recover, do it. You could get back in, some shit like that. I'm paraphrasing, all right? Dillian White comes right under that comment on Twitter, simply says, pussy. I fucking love that dude, bruh. Love that dude. So then Wilder says what he says. Wilder says some shit like, oh, you was never a true champ, whatever. And then Dillian White comes under his shit and he's like, you shouldn't be talking. You've been running from me. Yo, fucking White acting like he's a wolf. Somebody get that man a fight, man. Actually, he fighting Rivas. That's the thing. He got to build his name because Rivas is, no one even knows Rivas. He ain't talking. Like, this fight ain't going to get hot until fight week. But, Jeremy, Florida, talk to me.
What up, what up? What up, what up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, yeah, man. I told you on my first call that Fat Joe was going to win the fight, man. I told you. Fat Joe won the fight, man. And it's crazy, though, like, you just basically broke down why Wilder should have stayed active, man, and not waited around for Joshua. Everybody was worried about something happening to Wilder. They wasn't worried about nothing happening to Joshua, apparently. And now Wilder might have done lucked up into a fight that there won't be an argument about how much money we splitting because they're on the same side. And if they do a Mexican versus the black champion 2021 Cinco de Mayo in fucking Dallas at AT&T Stadium. You know what I mean? You're talking bigger than Earl Spence and Mikey. You talk, this is heavyweight. Mikey was a little guy trying to go up against a guy. If you put that fight in that stadium, you're talking 56. It'll look like how Canelo did it and Pacquiao did it with not a lot of cheap seats either. You know what I mean? Big money. So Wilder might have lucked into another super fight, depending on what happens. And I don't think there's no rule to say if you don't go through with a rematch clause, you don't get stripped. I don't think it's mandated that sanctioning body got to strip you, but I think you get sued and you can be liable for compensation. But if they're going to do a 2021 sold-out stadium, they might just say, hey, Eddie, since you tried to give us $12 million, $15 million, here's how you do a $12 million compensation. You can sit on the sideline, watch Wilder knock out Ortiz, Fury, and then become undisputed in a major sellout in Dallas against Ruiz. And I told you Fat Joe was going to win, so I'm one of the few people that's on record saying that Ruiz was going to win. So, yeah, I mean, y'all keep it up, man. That was a great interview with the champ. And since he got Ruiz coming up, man, he need a big Spanish guy there. So I need you to go and get in that camp, man, get you some money. You know what I mean? You can go in there. You can play Ortiz for that camp, man. Speak a little Spanish at him, man. Throw a little hook at him. But, man, keep up the good work, man. Y'all have a good one, bro.
Will do, man. Thank you, Jeremy, for calling in. We're going out to Noah and Cali. Talk to me.
TVV.
What up? What up?
Yeah, man. All right, where all them UK cats at, man? I need to hear them.
Nah,
like
man.
niggas is actually
they
letting
ain't
him
around.
off real.
They just
niggas is
listening.
letting him off real smooth. Hey, what this? Y'all need to hear this. Hear this. Talk that same shit y'all was talking. All that bullshit. All that high power shit. Get the fuck off your horse, nigga. Humble yourself, nigga. We was telling y'all while the Ruiz did that. What the fuck? What the? Dude, I feel so vindicated. It ain't even funny. I was Mexican last night, man. I'm telling you, man, I was with all the homies. Man, it was great. It was great. It was great, man. But, man, I don't even know what to say, man. Katie Taylor got punched out a little bit, man. I thought that girl kind of made her come back down to earth too. Like, I mean, Katie Taylor just was. She looked whooped, man. I mean, what? Am I tripping, or is it just me, or did you think she looked like?
I thought she
got
lost.
the fight took out of her.
I thought she lost.
Man, I mean, it's a close fight. It could have went either way. It could have went. It was a close fight. I mean, it wasn't like she got blown out. I mean, I thought she lost too. Honestly, just saying that, just speaking from like what I seen out there, no bullshit. And so Eddie Hearn, man, no, and niggas don't have no sympathy for him, none. He was talking that takeover shit, right? Remember he was talking that shit, man. You get no sympathy over here, homie. It's cutthroat over here. All that shit you talked. All them motherfuckers backed his ass, knowing they had all them stories in the gym about Daniel Dubois putting his ass down, about getting beat up by Philip Hargrove. Man, come on, man. They knew. But y'all still gonna sit up here and lie. Man, get out of my face, man. That's my call, man. I had to vent that, get that off my chest, man. TBV for life, man. I'm out.
Noah, man, thanks for calling in. That's just good call. More people feeling the same way. What else we got? Let me see. I think we got a super chat we got to get from our mastermind, Joesph, if I'm not mistaken. Man, so Mike got robbed on a plane for his mic, y'all. Alexander came back and said, I put 35 on the 7th round and won that 3,530. Bovada. Yeah. Look at Mike's face, like, what? Yeah, he put it on the round though. But that's some crazy shit too. $35, you balling. To throw away on a round on a dude that was like a 22-1 underdog. You deserve to be paid that much. Word is born. You deserve to be paid that much. You got some balls to put that shit down. Because nobody wouldn't have told me, listen, you could have argued with me till the moon came up. I would have never believed he would have knocked him out in no motherfucking 7th round, 6th round. Like, he made me a believer, though. Dallas Cowboys, no clue. I know you, but I can't never associate that motherfucking.
This Rod, man.
Oh, there you go, Rod.
What's up, man? I had to call in last second. Hey, Mike, man, I think you won that fight. I know you can't talk, but I had FOG. He kind of dominated the first round with some good headshots.
Damn,
the next 2 rounds, I felt
that's a little aggressive word.
He dominated. Yeah, because Mike didn't know how to get to him, and he landed like 4 or 5 headshots in that first round. But in the next 2 rounds, Mike figured it out. I guess that was you, Ness, telling him to come from the side.
That was that good old coaching.
He landed more punches, and them next 2 rounds, I think Mike won them easy. I don't see how a judge could have scored it a draw, but hey, FOG, good fight, man. I enjoyed it. Both of you guys fought hard. I just felt like Mike brought the energy, threw more punches,
you know what, though?
and figured it out.
You might have to rewatch it, because there's a little part in that fight that's in question. Everybody's wondering, they scratching their heads, you know what I'm saying? Mike gave us an excuse. He ain't got the mic to answer this shit, but like, everybody asked
his hand down.
Yup. At one point, his hands touched the floor. People like, yo.
The guy didn't land punch, though. That was bullshit to me. That was just the commentators making a big deal out of it. I could see if the guy, FOG, landed the punch and Mike put his hand on the ground, but it's almost like Mike was just trying to get position and just put his hand down just out of action. He didn't do it off a punch, you know. So I don't think there's any controversy.
We're gonna have
It's
to
just,
cut to the tape on that. We're gonna have to cut to this. We're gonna need a film study on that shit. Magnifying glass.
Well, with the AJ fight, real quick, Ness, before you cut me off, with the AJ fight, I feel like AJ, he did quit to me at the end. I said it live. I got fucked last night because I went to Bovada right as they were talking to Callum, the guy, what's his name, the guy that knocked out right before the main event. And I just made it home. I went in and I put $10 on the 7th round, the 7th through the 9th, and then I put $10 on the 9th through the 12th. And I'm sitting there and I'm clicking like, okay, place bet on Bovada. And they closed down the betting lines. And when I refreshed my screen, they had the bets for next week's fight, and I couldn't go back to it. And if that $10, I think would have paid out like $600 and some dollars on that Ruiz bet. So when the fight ended, I'm honestly feeling like I lost $600 because my wife is sitting here watching me place the bet, and she said, "You're betting on Joshua?" I said, "No, I'm gonna just throw $10 on Ruiz just to see what he could do," you know, because I do that a lot, and I got fucked out of it, man. So that's $600 fucking dollars that I should have had that I did get. So, but nah, I think AJ will come back. If I was him, I wouldn't take the fight immediately. I would go and rebuild myself because the way he lost last night, that wasn't a Rockman Lewis loss. There was he was methodically defeated. Ruiz took his time. Ruiz slipped punches. He had some good counter shots, and nobody's talking about this. But in the 6th round late, Ruiz hit him with 2 body shots, and he stopped throwing punches. He stopped protecting himself for the last minute of the 6th round, and then in the 7th round, he went ahead and knocked him out. But that right there showed me that guy, don't come back and fight the guy. Just go rebuild yourself, and you could have another shot at the belts later in your career. That's my call, man.
Right, man. Thanks for calling in, brother. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. It's a wrap. Hopefully, we'll be back tomorrow with the morning show, and Mike is all good. If not, you know you're going to catch me here, 9 a.m. We're going to do doubles, triples this week. It's going to go down because you know I'm out of town on Wednesday. So... yes, I am leaving the keys to the kingdom to the man with no mic. It's the same man that write the checks with the hand that don't write. Because when I'm on night, I go something he said. Jay said, what he said? Scramble at night. Because it's the man that write checks with the hand that don't write. Andy Ruiz, final thoughts. Andy Ruiz, man, you are such a nice guy, too. You know? I said that to you guys on Thursday's show that when I met him, the dude just didn't stop smiling and believing. And wow, you know, Wilder says, speak it, believe it, receive it. And, you know, Ruiz was living that. He kept speaking this very moment into existence. And he is now living the dream as the unified champion. He won 4 belts on one night, bro. I don't even know when this has ever happened. Like, that's something good to find out. Some historical moment, right? Like, when has a unified champ lost to a voluntary? It's crazy. Unified. Whoa. But I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. We had Border Wars. He says J-Rock was a voluntary. That's right. J-Rock was a voluntary. He just did it. Damn. We just had Border Wars Friday. So definitely head on over to patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. Check that out. Catch Mike's fight. Let me know. Did FOG put him down and make him touch the ground with the glove? Or did Mike, you know, use the glove and the floor to situate himself? And, Cincinnati, stand up. Stand up. You know? Queen City Cobra put on a fantastic performance. If you haven't supported the Queen City Cobra, Anthony Edwards, you better, because he's on the rise to be one of the most popular Border Wars fighters, man. Again, coming to town and getting another knockdown in this fight. Action-packed, back-and-forth fight. But this is his second fight now with a second knockdown, so wow. Showing that his power continues to be there. But yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and tell you to follow Mike at Gross1911, right, Mike? 1911? 1911. Yeah, we out. We be back in the morning, hopefully. Peace.